output capture is set. This is what I forgot to do the first time. So that should go through there. The other problem is that one of my monitors is like it's a 4K monitor, and all the other ones are these tiny dinky things that. Like, I've got, foot tall monitors that are that big or so. Which camera am I on this one? And then in order to use the green screen stuff, I've actually got two cameras set up. So one's tracking the green screen and one is for the face chat. I don't know if that's interfering with stuff or not. I was trying to be a little creative this week and give you guys a little razzle dazzle, but it's kind of backfiring and being frustrating.
Well, maybe once you get the extra HDMI cable.
I think once I get the cable, it'll be fine. But let's see, save. That's what I was looking for. This over. Because, like, if I open something on a small screen and then I try to move it to the big screen, it's fine. But once I try to move it from the big screen to the small screen, it goes across, like, all three small screens. Like, here, you wanted it big, right? And it's like, no, I want it to go to the other side screen. Let's see. So, at least I got the recording going. So, it's working so far. Try opening that up full. Sure, we'll go with that. And let's see. So if I do, I gotta go to my stream settings and make sure that I'm not streaming someplace random either, don't I? I was so underprepared for today. I was like running around. I only got back to my house at like 5:30, and then I wanted to fix my green screen because it had a big patch in it that didn't work right. So I bought a little bit more cloth and stapled that up, and that killed another half hour of trying to get it all stretched out and stuff. And then I wound up, yep, okay, so I'm going to Facebook. It's either going to go to the group or it's going to go to my page, one of the two. Go with it. Back over here, open up the Facebook thingy. You guys might lose my video for a second, I don't know. And go to live. Here is go live. And what's the thing? Seen it. Create. There we go. Do have to be on my page. Well, shiznit. Did I do this last time? It definitely worked last time to stream the thing. Give it a shot. Let's see. Something's going down. Sorry about the delay here, guys. Since there was people not joining us, sorry, I don't mean to have dead air here. Since there was people not joining us, I figured we would probably do like a one-off. So hopefully, what I got kind of planned, I say planned, I'm totally robbing it from another D&D group that I watched it on, but I thought it was hilarious, so I figured we'd go with it. And it will basically have not really any consequence on the campaign other than being some additional stuff that happened.
What did I miss last week, by the way?
So basically, as soon as you guys were out of the crypt, Arianth decided that she was going to go towards a small group of magic users and kind of mingle with them. So we didn't really go through any RP with it because it was, like you weren't there, so I followed the rest of the group. But it's kind of up to you. Like you basically got some downtime to do whatever in Demonsville, where you guys came up out of the crypts. Um, so she would have had a chance to kind of do some examination of like any of her items that she had gotten, or maybe talk to some magic users to try to get some potions or stuff. And we can work that into the beginning of this if you want.
Okay.
Wait, we haven't reconvened yet, right?
What's that?
The rest of the group hasn't reconnected with our aunt yet.
Well,
I guess not, right?
yes and no. I would say that because you guys kind of left off at the very end of the night or whatever, and you were gonna go get an inn for the night, like she probably met up with you and was like, "Oh, hey guys, what's been going on?" You know, like which is funny. So battle wise, what actually happened, Jen, was the group made their way through Demonsville and back to Nobleton, and they were able to. Oops. Oh, I see. Okay. They were able to kind of talk to the Companions of the Rose, but they live video. I'm doing two things at
I
once
can
here.
I can recap if you want to
Yeah,
focus
if you
on
want to
that.
recap, Dave, that would actually be cool because that way I can
Yeah.
finish fiddling with stuff.
Sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention to what Zach said at first, so sorry if I'm saying anything redundant, but we kind of on our way back to the Companions of the Rose, we saw that group of magic, saw like some ritual happening, went to check it out, and came across the advisor guy that kidnapped the twins, dragged him back to the Companions of the Rose. And when we got there, they told us that the rat problem had gotten really out of hand because by killing that were rat, the were rat, which they had told us was keeping the rats in check. And so all of a sudden they had this huge rat problem. And as we were there with them, a huge number of rats started coming out of the grate in their room. And we fought them off, and it was kind of like too fast for us to fight off. Um, and then the were rat that we had killed came back in this much bigger, beefier form, and we discovered that he's directly allied with the lich. That the advisor is working for the lich, and um, so the were rat had been sent to like get that advisor back.
Okay.
And so we fought him off and killed him, and I think Munley shot the advisor in the leg, so he couldn't run away. The rats tried to take him, and we prevented that too. So at that point, the Companions of the Rose interrogated him, found out that one of the twins, the girl, is actually in the inn that we had found him outside of. And so we went and rescued her.
Oh, so we got a twin back. Okay.
But her soul has been, I think both of the twin souls have been trapped in a crystal. And so we got her body back, but she's kind of just like vacant and like she
Catatonic.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, she can kind of like respond and, but she's not really there. So she is currently in the safekeeping of the Companions of the Rose. And I think we were staying at their place or at some place they put us up in order to. Oh, and then they also told us that they redirected us to the uh, where the skiff had ended up, or where the skiff was heading with the other twin. So I don't think we know where the gems are, and I don't think that the advisor that we captured knows either.
Yeah, he had informed you, Dave, that when his skiff crashed, like he lost the gem essentially, like it went flying away.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're
did-
streaming someplace. I don't know if it's on my Facebook page or if it's on the group page, but there is a stream going. So we can try and go back to this.
So did the party that went searching after them, did they ever come back? The ones that had the amulet that could show where they are?
I believe they did. I believe that they had come back and informed Idril that they had been tracking the other twin to go to towards Terabir, where they were originally headed. But when the skiff crashed, they kind of lost track of where everybody went because it was like kind of chaotic and everybody sort of scattered.
All right, so I can actually like talk to them and get the amulet back if I wanted
Yep,
to.
absolutely. That was actually kind of
Sweet.
I think worked into that they gave the amulet back to you guys.
Yeah, I think we already got the amulet back.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I want to see something about that.
And so at this point, it's like swinging back and forth, but we know that one of the locations it's swinging to is like the twin who's been secured. So the other direction that it goes in is where the other twin is. I don't think we know whether or not that's like the body of the twin or the soul of the twin. So that might be worth testing.
Yeah, like right
I don't.
now, you guys pretty much
I'm
have
sorry,
like
I missed part of what you were saying.
I don't know
Okay.
whether. I don't think we know whether the amulet swings towards like the body of the twin or the soul of the twin.
That's what I want to find out.
So-
Use my free time to investigate. That was why I
Yeah.
was interested
Okay.
in the amulet.
So yeah, like at the end of last session, we'll say like basically, if you were like kind of coming in then, like if you checked the amulet, it would not be swinging towards her body at all. Like when you hold it right in front of her, it would still be swinging away to the southwest, so it's still swinging towards the direction that the others had taken the other twin. This one is Nexa with an N, and the other one's Mexa is the boy. Let's see.
But is the amulet still swinging in two directions?
Yeah, well now what it's doing instead of going back and forth like it was, it's actually just kind of going side to side when it swings when you're holding it out in front of you. So it's like
So it's sensing the body and the soul?
yeah, it seems to be kind of like it's almost like when you put a magnet near a TV and that creates that sort of like interference, but it's giving you still a general southwest direction because three out of four of the four parts of two souls and two bodies are headed that way. What are you looking for?
Fair enough.
I don't know. I should have looked there someplace. Where? Will you do me a favor and check my Facebook page and see if I'm streaming to it?
Yes.
Because I don't know. Because I'm like, I have 9 tabs open right now. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, okay, I gotta click go live still. Okay, so. Think. Click that. Go live. Ta-da! Alright, so I think we're going live now. We should be. It might take a second.
The group or your personal Facebook?
My Facebook page.
Dr. Garman is now live.
Yay! We're live.
There we are.
Okay,
Sweet.
so if you guys want to be able to see all the cool visual effects, you can go over to my Facebook page on like a tab on your computer or something. But I would turn the sound down on that tab so that we're not having really bad echo.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can do it because they only allow you to do live shit on your phone through the app. And I don't use the app.
I'm on my
Oh
computer
no,
and it
you
says
just
sorry
need
we're
to open
having
my
trouble.
Facebook page and I'm streaming to mine and I've got us
Oh, okay.
up. So that way, but I'm just saying, make sure you turn that tab down or whatever, or turn your volume down on that one, or just mute it if you can mute the video. Like you should just be able to hit it and mute. Just because
No doubt.
otherwise I'll be getting the feedback from your guys' mics and it'll be feeding through over and over again and we'll get a terrible, terrible whine.
Fair enough.
So far it's
I'm on it on my computer and it says sorry we're having trouble playing this video.
oh no. Huh. Let's see. That's funny. I've only got it on face chat right now, so it shouldn't be too bad. wonder why. So yeah, what I was thinking, I was gonna wait for a couple minutes and see if anybody else showed up. It's already starting to get towards 7:40 here, so maybe give
Yeah,
it
is it
5 more
worth sending them
minutes.
all a text or something?
I've
Just see if
talked to a few of them. Like, basically everybody said the same thing. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it because like Nick Farah, I think, was doing dinner with his wife. Nick Booth is working. Bill was
Yeah, he
possibly
has
doing
Valentine's Day at
dinner
the
and
restaurant,
stuff.
doesn't he, or something?
Yeah, I think he's at
Yeah.
99 still. He's at a restaurant working, so he's gonna be getting deuced to death all day.
Yeah.
2 tops all day. That's all right. It's not a bad holiday for restaurant workers. It's actually kind of
Oh, yeah.
relaxing in a way because it's just 2 tops all night long. Maybe a 4 top if you get a double date. But I remember them. I remember those days very, very well.
I remember my days of waitressing.
Yeah. It's not the best. And it's weird. I wonder why it's not.
Got the bills paid.
Why it's not going. Have you still got the Facebook page open, Dave, or no?
Let's see. I just out of the Facebook page, but I don't see the live stream in the Facebook page, but on your personal page, I just clicked back into the live stream and it still says, sorry, we're having trouble playing that video.
Huh. That's weird. Well, might just be a recording then. I hope that is gonna negate a lot of those green screen effects, unless. Let's see. I can try this. Down here, do a little switcherooski. Settings. Camera.
Oh, now that I'm just on your page and not clicked into that video, I can see it really slowly. I wouldn't be surprised if my computer and my internet connection just can't handle like 2 live streams at the same time.
Oh, that could be. All right.
So what I could try doing is get on my phone for the communication.
Yeah, that might be better.
But that's what I was doing before and I couldn't hear you. So I can try that again and see if that works.
Either that or you can try and use your phone for the to see the other video, but I think I've got it here. It should be. I know I'm a little cut off, but if I pin my
I'm not even
screen,
seeing it alone.
how slow is that going to be? There's a lot of frame lag, isn't there? Huh. Really hoping that wasn't going to be that bad. Remove tile in this layout. Let's get rid of that.
Oh, wait. No.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's not going to let me use it unless I download the app, and I hate the app. I won't do it.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
don't blame you. That's fine.
Once I get a laptop again, it won't be an issue. That'll be after I get my taxes done.
Yeah, no worries. Let's see. I don't know, I'm getting something. It's just like you said, I'm getting a lot of lag on my side. So, I don't know if anybody can actually see it. I'm assuming that the one viewer is you, Dave, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's try. Yeah. It's alright, it's not a holiday restaurant. It's actually Oh yeah, there's just a hell of a delay on it, that's why. Weird. It's delayed so bad.
So is Bob going to start playing?
Yeah, Bob decided that he's going to join us. He's so far I don't know much. I know that he's got a paladin character picked out with a specific god of some sort in mind, but I haven't had a chance to really talk to him. We were gonna talk the other day, and I guess he raked his hand pretty bad on a mandolin and had to go to like urgent care and stuff. So
Ow.
yeah, that's what I said. That's not fun. I've done it.
Yeah, I bet. I have not done it before, but I can only imagine what it's like to slice your hand on a friggin' mandolin.
So let's see.
Those things can be nasty.
True story. Alright, so you guys are still seeing the chat here, right? Looks like. Do. My stuff all flipped around. That's bizarre. There we go.
Okay, check. Oh,
It should be on the virtual camera. Huh. Let's try this. Swap it down from 720 to 360 and see if it's still watchable. Anything in. Yeah, I think there's just a heck of a delay on the live stream. I think it's like literally like a 5-minute delay because I just swapped back over to Facebook and it was being real weird.
Wow.
Can I mute that? That's a bummer. It's back up here. Should be able to transition to something like this. How long it's going to take for you guys to see it. It feels like there's almost a delay on the Google stream too, which is real obnoxious because that shouldn't be the case.
Hmm.
I don't know why it's doing it. I wonder if it's just the wireless monitor that's slowing me down this bad. It's super
Could
frustrating.
be. That was a big when I initially started trying to set this up. I had a big problem because I was using Bluetooth for my headphones.
Huh. Pay no attention to that map. Where is that?
I figured out how to get the audio on my phone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Cool.
Alright, so you guys should be
Alright,
seeing
then.
something that looks real wonky. Looks like a
Oh yeah.
looks like a map sitting behind me.
Indeed.
So slow. I don't know where the actual window for it just went. So I can't actually control it. That's super frustrating too. Yeah, my computer's getting super wonk tonight. Oh, I see it. It's hidden on the other side. Ta-da! There we go. Wonder why I did that. Okay, so hoping that corrects itself a little bit. Back down. Fix this guy so you guys can see it a little bit better. Slowly but surely we'll get there. We'll play some D&D tonight, I promise, at some point.
No worries.
That. And back down here. Let me just pause this and set it back. That's back. No ads. Get out of here, YouTube ads. Nobody wants you. Okay. So.
Oh, by the way, at this point, can I say that I rested and that I'm all refreshed and whatever, or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually gonna start you guys off right as you're getting ready to go to bed, and we'll say that you've already been sitting around the inn for an hour or so talking, discussing the stuff that you were saying earlier. And part of this, Idril, the leader kind of the, or at least the most competent member of the Companions of the Rose, she's kind of offered to put you guys up for the night in the inn, so you didn't have to pay for it or anything. You've gotten a good meal. Each of you's got your own room in the inn, and it's a nice inn. It's in like the richer part of town. They didn't like just get you like the Super 8 motel in the lower districts. Let's see. So I should be able to get rid of some of this stuff here. Turn several of these off. That might be part of the problem too. Resize these so we can see you guys.
I was thinking too. I was kind of falling asleep. I wasn't fully present in the last one, but definitely upon encountering a dazed teenager who's been kidnapped, Maggie's like feeding her and making sure she's taken care of.
Yeah, and when you feed her, it's like, you can spoon feed her some oatmeal or something, and she'll kind of like
Right.
absentmindedly just sort of swallow. She's
Right.
she doesn't really give you much response.
Mm-hmm.
So as the evening winds down, you find yourself in just a nice quiet room, fireplace. Everybody's getting drowsy. Everybody's ready for bed. And we'll say for now that the others, like in case anybody does show up, the others are one by one kind of heading off to their rooms, just going to sleep. And it's become kind of maybe you two are the last that are awake and you're just discussing stuff for a minute. And Idril is still there, and she seems not really surprised when a small lizard comes scurrying up the side of her, and it stops on her shoulder, opens its mouth, and a series of noises kind of comes out. And it's like whistles and beeps. Sounds very familiar to like the old school AOL like sound, like one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, she kind of nods and she picks the lizard up and she kind of gives it a squeeze and she says, "Yes, we've got her. We'll make sure she's safe until you get here." And then she lets the lizard go and just drops it on the floor. The lizard goes taking off out the door, top speed, like a lightning bolt. Like you can't even see it move across the room. And she kind of looks at you and goes, "I'll never get used to internet messaging." So, what you could gather
Zach,
from this? What's that?
I missed a bunch of what you said. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, all right. I thought the joke was just terrible. So she
The
has a
lizard had
small.
just dropped to the ground at that point.
Okay, so yeah, the lizard drops to the ground and takes off out the door. And at that point, Idril just looks at you and she says, I don't think I'll ever get used to using internet messaging."
Okay, now I get
I can't help myself. I really can't. There's a reason that I'm like member of Dungeons and Dads group and stuff. So let's see. Let's give you guys a quick resize here. In that should bring you guys back to my view here. There you are. That's what I was looking for.
I don't know if this means anything, but when I'm looking at the side of the screen, it has like 6 different windows of you open on it. I don't know if that's somehow you
Yeah,
have.
that's
Do you
supposed to be
have?
your guys' face cams, which I'm adjusting now, but like I said, there's a delay on it, so I don't know how well that it's gonna come through here. I actually got
Fair
rid
enough.
of a bunch of your guys' cams just now to make room for these. That's what I was trying to do before, but I forgot which setting I was supposed to be using for it, so. Rank amateur. Alright, so there we go. We got 10 and
Hey, it's
10
all a
and
learning process.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly think the wireless thing is what's really messing it up at this point the worst.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
So that's what I was trying to do before was just, yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Resize you guys again, which actually fit. Yeah, it's funny because like in theory, I test this all out with Amanda's phone and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, everything looks like it's gonna work, and then yeah, everything does not in fact work. So like once the internet becomes involved, it becomes a whole different story.
Yeah.
Well, think of this as your night to work out the bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good point because since not everybody's here, it's not killing too much of the story here. So after this, Idril bids you a good night, and she tells you that you know, are welcome to stay in the inn for the night, and that in the morning, if you want, they will provide some form of transport, whether it be horses or some other like a carriage or something. If you guys would prefer like a wagon to all travel together. Um, the rest of the group is already gone. Like I said, they're up in their rooms, and at this point, you both kind of, I think, head off to bed if there's nothing else that you want to say to each other.
No, yeah, I mean Maggie's definitely like trying to get going as early as possible the next day. So
Yep. Yeah, and she's
I
probably
see.
bushwhacked. She's obviously concerned probably with the fact that she was bitten by the were-rat, right?
yeah, the two missions she wants to make in the morning. I don't know if now, yeah, I don't know if there's like a nighttime thing you've got planned. Let's say,
Well, at this
I
point,
can't
if
remember.
like I said, if there's nothing else you guys want to do for the night, then when you head off to bed, you both almost
I nod
immediately
at Maggie and say goodnight.
yeah, you both immediately pretty much as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're out. And you wake up. You wake up in the middle of the air, falling. It's kind of like a falling dream. That dream where you're falling and you don't know why and you can't stop. The one that everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
Except for this time, you look around and you realize that you see each other in this dream. And below you is this island. Um, just slowly coming into view. Just try and resize it so you can see the whole thing again here. Or not. But it's slowly fading into view as you're dropping. And a voice comes through the darkness. And it says, "Welcome! Welcome to my battleground. I am the Wizard Unknown." He then proceeds to drone on for a few minutes, proclaiming how great that he is, saying that he is one of the greatest wizards ever to grace Terrell. And he offers a bit of advice. He says, "You have been brought here to participate in a grand battle royale. Teams of 2 or more, depending on who shows up, shall be scattered across the island, and you shall compete for the right to find out my identity. Me, the Wizard Unknown. It's a great honor," he says. And at this point, you also notice that all around the island there seems to be a growing storm. And the storm seems to be enclosing in on the island. It seems oddly familiar. It seems like maybe you've seen it somewheres. Some magic user was broadcasting it or something. But as you're falling, you realize that there are some very interesting looking places beneath you. So at this point, when you look around and you kind of start grasping for your equipment, you realize that not only do you not have your typical equipment, you don't have your weapons, or any of your regular, like your kits, any of your tools, you do have a large backpack. And the backpack is filled to the capacity, and on the front of it is a ripcord. So as you guys are falling, I need you to decide where you'd like to try to land on this island. So here,
What are our
and
options
I'll
here?
give you guys just my screen. Pay no attention to that sidebar. There we go.
Just various
It's definitely not a
stages of me
YouTube
eating.
video. So you currently have several spots to pick from. I'll read them off because I don't know if you guys can see the actual words or not.
No.
No, not
Okay.
really.
So there is an area. We'll just say that for the sake of this particular encounter, and since it seems to be, for all intents and purposes, a dream, you see one area clearly labeled the Savage Sea with like giant floating bubble letters above it. That's in the center. You also see a spot called the Corrupt Caves to the north, and to the northeast, a spot called the Frightening Forest. The east has the Crumbling Castle, the south is the Baleful Bog, and to the west is Violent Village, while in the south is the Maddening Mountains.
What do you think, Crumbling Castle? I yelled to Maggie, where do you think we should land?
I say village. A village is the only place I've ever known.
I don't know if I want to
Pretty
go.
wish-
I'm not sure I want to land straight into something that's described as violent.
Sorry,
Oh,
forgot
I
to
see
transition
Violet.
so you guys can actually see it.
Violent
Maggie's
Village.
got old. Maggie's got old eyes.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I heard Violet, not violent. But
No,
no,
yeah, that's
Violet.
violent.
Maggie.
Yes. There's plenty of violets on TV, just not enough violence. Thank you, Gilda Radner.
I don't know. I'd say either forest or a castle.
Let's try the castle.
All right. So,
Oh, by the way, can I do some sort of use my magical senses at this point to do our arcana check?
first I'm gonna need you guys to make a dexterity check to see if you can get to each other. So that you can get close enough to each other where you can actively land in the same spot. Speaking of which, no idea where
Okay.
my dice.
Uh, 4.
Okay.
Come on, man. Okay. Coming up. All right. Is she able to give herself guidance before doing this?
I'll give you guidance as free action, sure. We could even say that you cast guidance on yourself as like a
I'm sorry,
prayer
what
before
happened?
bed.
Okay. I also got 4, but then with the D4. Let's see. So I got
Okay.
8.
So Jen, because of your 4, you start to veer off away from. You said you wanted to go to Crumbling Castle was where you were aiming.
Yeah, I guess,
Okay.
yeah.
So you start to veer away because you're falling in free fall, and you're not used to this. And as you're getting closer, you're kind of fumbling with your parachute cord, the rip cord on the front of your backpack. But Dave, or Maggie, is able to kind of slide over and grab you and get you to kind of correct course. So you're actually, instead of landing 2 squares away from it, you're only going to be 1 square away from it. So what that means, since we're going to Crumbling Castle, let me zoom in a little bit here.
Oh, I can see the map much better now.
There we go. Did that zoom right in on it? It should have for you, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of landing on Crumbling Castle, you're about 1 square to the west. We'll say 1 square to the southwest. So right where the M is on Crumbling Castle. And I think on your guys' side on the Google Meets, if you click on my screen, you should be able to pin it to the screen, I think, so that you guys can see it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yep.
might make it easier too. So at this point, the voice of the wizard unknown pops back into existence again and says, "Welcome to my battleground. Here, you'll be given the opportunity to rearm yourself. I wanted a fair fight for all of you, so therefore I've stripped you of your weapons. Your armor, however, remains. It isn't my job to tell people how to dress, after all," he says. "Throughout my battleground, you will discover various chests. If you listen carefully, you may even hear them before you see them. However, be warned, the items in these chests are not what you're used to. These items have both limited durability and are of varying strengths. He says you may find something legendary or you may just find junk. That's up to you. If you want to find better items, search more often." So what this means is each turn, before you guys do anything else, you are allowed to search the area you are in through a wisdom. I believe it's just a wisdom check, if I can find it. Yes, you are able to essentially check for loot in the area. So it'd just be rolling a d20, and it's based on your wisdom or perception, whichever you'd like to use. I guess we'll say perception because I think both of you guys would get bonuses on that. Maybe.
Yeah. I get a bonus on perception.
And each person is allowed to search in the area, because there may be more than one
Sweet.
chest in an area. However, be warned, other people will be. This is back to the wizard, him saying, other people will also be looking for these chests, and of course they'll be trying to eliminate you. So watch out. Make sure you have each other's backs, and if you can, try to stay out of sight. And then he just kind of clicks off. Wizard unknown out. So at this point, you guys have landed about 1 square or one click on the map away from the Crumbling Castle. So would you like to try searching for some loot?
Sure.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll.
And they're not in combat, right? So she can still keep giving herself guidance.
Yep, you guys are not in combat. That is correct. Yeah, any of your
They're both.
any of your spells and stuff will work fine. It's just strictly your weapons that you're missing.
Okay, because I use my staff as my focus.
Don't
Just
forget,
so
you
this.
also got the Feywild shard that could be used as a focus too, and that is on you. Your staff is not, but in the end of the crypts, you receive that Feywild charge, and that's also functions as a spell casting focus for a sorcerer.
Okay.
So it might be a bit different than you're used to, but
Right on. Okay. My perception check was a 4. I am not getting good rolls.
I
Today.
got a 25 altogether.
Damn.
okay. So for your guys' first time searching, let's see. Oh, Jen, you find a broken frying pan.
Sweet.
Dave, what did you say you got? A
Maggie, I'll take that.
25?
No, I have a mending spell. I'll keep the frying pan.
So, Dave, you got. Ooh, that's really good. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? You find something that is labeled Mall of the Year.
Mall of the Year.
Yep. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that Mall of the Year gets a +3 to, or I'm sorry, +6 to hit, and it does 2d8 damage. So you might want to make a note of that if you got a scratch pad.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Go,
Dave,
Dave.
your broken
One-handed?
frying pan does deal 1d4 damage on a hit, but there is no hit modifier on it.
Is the maul a two-handed weapon?
It is. Yeah, and your shield is not with you either, Maggie.
Oh, okay.
So that will play into effect with your AC. Just keep that in mind. You don't need to change it on your sheet. Just try and remember to subtract one from the roll.
I'll do that because I'm gonna forget.
So yeah, as you guys search the area, the wizard pops back in and says, "One more thing that I forgot. Feel free to trade items that don't suit you. Let's say that a fighter gets something that a wizard would use, or an archer gets something that a cleric would use. You can swap them back and forth as much as you want amongst your teammates. Sorry for the late ad." So at this point, you guys are just kind of out in an open field. And you see that the storm is still slowly closing in on you.
Shall we head towards the castle ruins to find some shelter, Maggie?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's keep an ear out for more chests. Maybe we'll get lucky again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll say that during his exposition, because I don't want to do his voice again, he's also told you that some of those areas are known to host valuable treasure. So, the first thing that you do when you get to Crumbling Castle is you hear a sound that it does. It sounds like a kind of ringing or like a tingling sound, like a ding. And if you guys investigate it, you will in fact see a golden chest just floating there.
Alright, let's investigate it for traps.
Sure.
Do a roll.
Yeah, go ahead and do a investigation check.
God damn. 4.
You do not
How does
detect
this-
any traps.
I got 11. I got 15 altogether.
You also do not
Oh,
detect any
how
traps.
much do I get for the extra blessing?
D4.
Okay, sorry, I keep forgetting to add that. Hold on.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as they're not in a combat situation, I assume Maggie can cast it on herself, use it, and then cast it on Ariane, right? That's
Yeah,
how it can work.
I'm sure somebody out there is gonna start screaming in the comments
Oh,
at
no,
some
that's
point when they
wrong.
watch this
I-
video
I-
about my DMing, and I'm like, yeah. But
Yeah,
that's kind of
that's
how
the
I
right one.
DM. I just like if it sounds right, I'm like, yeah, I'll go with that for now.
All right,
Right.
so I got a 7.
All right, so you guys do not detect any traps. However, when you are detecting or looking for these traps, you do start to notice that a fog has slowly started to coalesce near you, and it's beginning to take shape, and it's starting to look like almost a humanoid form. You also see the storm seems to be closing in rapidly. It is now maybe the edge of the storm is maybe 5 or 6 clicks away from you.
Are we currently in some sort of shelter at this point in the ruins?
You're in the castle.
Okay, is there a roof on it?
Yep.
Okay.
I have to ask at this point, does either one of you play Fortnite or PUBG?
No.
No.
So
I play Skyrim.
I'll give you a breakdown. What happens in those games is that there is a storm circle that essentially forms and shrinks. And as it shrinks, if you are caught in it, it does massive amounts of damage to you. And your best bet is to stay out of it. Being in shelter only slightly depreciates the value that you are being damaged at. So your best bet is to move towards the center of the circle. The idea is that it pushes all the contestants in a battle royale together so that they have to fight each other.
Ah, I see. So the storm is surrounding the entire island and moving inward.
Slowly moving inward towards the island, that's correct.
Alrighty. How far is it from where we are right now?
It's about 5 or 6 squares on the map away.
And how fast is it moving?
It's moving. I don't actually have a good answer for that because it's all well, it moves. It moves. Like it seems like it moves fast and then stops. And then it'll wait for a while and then move fast and then stop again. So when it moves, it does move pretty quick.
But there's a pattern to it, or no?
Just that it moves inward, essentially. It actually seems to kind of be swirling around the island like a sort of cyclonic action going around. So it doesn't seem like the circle, the storm circle, if you will, it doesn't seem like that stays particularly put for very long.
All right, so
And at
I
this
say
point,
to
the wizard comes back on and says, "Only 85 left alive."
all right,
Maggie says, check that chest and let's get away from
Get
the
out.
storm.
all right.
Okay.
So
As you check
and
that
Maggie
chest,
moves over towards the humanoid just to.
yep, you pop the chest open, and let me tell you what you find. Do. Let's see. 2 items. All right. You find in this a wrapping rapier, yo. It immediately begins breaking out into like a Biz Markie song or something. I don't know, like some like really cheesy 80s hip hop of some sort. And that again gets a +6 to hit and does 2d8 damage. For the sake of brevity.
What
The
is
other
this thing?
item you find is labeled 360 no scope longbow.
Nice.
And again, that is
Right.
it's obviously a missile weapon, but it does +6 to attack and 2d8 damage.
Maggie, you want to take the bow and I'll take the Bismarcky song?
Sounds good.
And you guys are actually
All
really
right.
fortunate. These two items that you just found are legendary items, which means they do not suffer from durability. They are the only weapons, legendaries, that do not break.
All right. So
So-
now, I'm sorry. What was the? It was +6 to hit.
+6 to hit and 2d8 damage.
D8. So, and that's on top of whatever bonus I already get, correct?
Correct.
Sweet.
So they're solid magical weapons. You guys lucked out. You found something right away in a really good location. In Fortnite, that would be the equivalent of just going straight down out of the bus. So at this point, this mist finishes coalescing into human form, and it immediately begins moving towards you guys at, let's see, rate. We will say it attempts to surround you. So make a Constitution saving throw for me. This is both of you
I
standing in a
think
chest.
so. Maggie's defaulting to giving her self guidance. So if they're in more like a combat situation,
I got a natural 20 plus.
Okay.
I missed that. But yeah, if they're in a combat situation, she's kind of giving herself guidance.
Okay.
And once she uses it, it's gone.
Fair enough. All right. So, well, I got a natural 20 plus 5 for
right.
my Constitution.
Nice. Without the guidance, she got a 22.
Okay. So you guys are both. As soon as you realize that this mist is kind of coming around you, you both just take a deep breath and you hold your breath for a moment. And as he starts forming into a more solid human right by you, we can go ahead and bypass initiative because that was essentially his attempt to kind of swoop in and attack you. And plus, again, this is this is not D&D 100% to clarify. This is like a one-off just to have fun and kind of
Kind of
goof
like a
around.
bonus round.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. It's a dream sequence. It's a goofy. It's a Malcolm in the Middle episode.
Fair enough.
So at this point, he is now formed into a human form of an elderly mage. It looks like he's holding a staff with a blue gem on it, and his other hand is kind of glowing a little bit. But he's right in between the two of you, so you guys both have an opportunity to attack him.
All right, so who goes first?
Whichever one of you has the higher dexterity, we'll say.
Hold on. Let's see what
Probably me. Well, I've
yeah,
got 12.
yeah, you definitely have a higher dexterity than me. I got
Okay.
11.
Cool. Maggie will take a swing with her Maul of the Year. So for this, I'm rolling a d20.
D20 +6, and if it hits, it's going to do 2d8
Plus-
damage.
+6 and plus something from her, or no?
Yeah, for a melee attack, it'd be your strength.
Okay, so she's got 20 then altogether.
Okay, yeah, you hit him.
All right, 2d8. And does that have a strength modifier or anything?
Yeah, you add your strength modifier to your damage as well.
Okay, so 14 plus 3, so 17 together.
Okay, so you just do a big overhand swing then and just crush this old wizard man, and he just poof goes out right into like mist right across the ground and just dissipates immediately. And you notice that when you do this, the number shifts from 85 to 84. All right.
Maggie tells, wear some armor. Why don't you wear some armor?
Wizards and sorcerers usually don't get that.
I know she's
Yeah.
making fun of. She's rubbing it in.
I love it. So yeah, at this point, zoom back out a little bit here. You guys can see the storm circle is now kind of coalesced right around where you guys are.
Shall we follow the stream? It looks like that's on the map, Maggie.
That's a good idea.
Showing for you. Okay. So you guys are going to move one to the west then from the. Okay. And yeah, after what seems like a long pause, the storm circle seems to be moving in quite quickly now. So as soon as you move, that next spot, Sorry, I've got the module on my phone. You see, as you are running across this kind of open area near the river, both of your feet suddenly begin sucking right down into quicksand. It's quickly. And let's see, what does that mean? We know this. So I need you both to try to make a DC 10 strength saving throw, or you're going to be prone to taking 2d10 damage and losing an item.
Alright, so we.
I rolled nat 20, 23 altogether.
Okay, so
So
you have
I'm
no problem pulling yourself out.
Alright, so I'm doing a strength saving throw?
Yep.
I was just going to say too, so the guidance can only be cast on one at a time, and at this point it seems like Ariane's probably going to need it more, so Maggie's going to stop casting it on herself by default and start casting it on Ariane by default.
Okay.
Okay, so I can pass a 1d4 and add that to it?
Yep.
Thank you, Maggie.
Yep.
So I got a 10.
Okay, you managed to get your feet unstuck and out without taking any damage and without losing an item. Alright. Are you guys going to stop and search, or are you going to keep moving? At this point, the clock is running, both literally and metaphorically.
What do you think, Maggie?
Yeah, if the storm, well, it's probably good on items. I don't know. It's probably just keep running, huh?
Want to go a couple more squares and then search, see how fast the storm is running?
Yeah.
Alright. So you guys are able to move one more square over, at which point Nice. I was hoping you guys would get this one. I love this one. You hear, coming over a hill, "Hey everybody, it's your boy, Torky19. We're here, we're rocking the WUBG." And as you see him come over the hill, he's got this little, like, it looks like a floating little sphere. And you realize it kind of looks like an eyeball almost. And he's talking as though he was talking to an audience. And he says, "We're live on our witch stream. We're gonna get a lot of kills for you guys today. You can see, look at this, we got 2 right here." And he begins to charge right at you.
Maggie whips out the longbow.
Okay, he's far enough away you can get a shot off.
All right. So
He says, "Don't forget to
roll
subscribe
D20.
for all of our Witch Prime exclusive content."
So 20 out of
Yeah, 20
30,
add
is that
6.
right?
Yep.
So 15 altogether.
All right. That hits him. Oh. Oh. We got some weirdness going on. I don't like it. Oh.
And then I'm gonna roll 2d8. And is it dexterity again for damage, or what is it for damage?
We can say strength bonus still for damage on this one. I figure you can pull the bowstring back farther.
Okay, so 14 altogether.
Okay, so you plug him with a you plug him with an arrow. Lost the stat card. Where'd he go? But he doesn't go down. You said what was the total? You said 15.
14.
14. Okay. So yeah, he gets shot in the arm, and he's like, "Oh, you think you can take me out that easy? No way! Watch this!" And at that point, he is his little eyeball behind him kind of gives off a little ting, and he goes, "Hey, look at that! We got a new sub! All right, we're gonna celebrate by bashing this guy's head in." And he takes a swing at you with his sword. Do 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 do. Where's this attack bonus? So does a 12 hit you? I don't think it does, right?
Nope, 16 armor class.
Okay. So it goes, "Oh man, we whiffed."
Is this so? We're in like combat order at this point.
Sure.
All right, so then it's on.
All right, there.
So I will cast. Let me make sure I can do it without having a focal point.
Well, like I said, for the purpose of this, you can use the Feywild gem as a focal point. That would have still been on you probably because you would have had
Okay, I
it
didn't
tucked
know if
away.
I had to specially attach it or something to use it.
Nah, not
All
for
right,
this.
fair enough. Cool. All right, I'll cast Chaos Bolt level 1 on him.
Okay.
So I rolled a 15 plus my 5, which would make it 20, plus another 6, which would make it like 31.
Jeez, yeah, that hits.
All right, so I get my normal damage plus an extra 2d8, right?
Not on a spell.
Not on a spell?
No, it would just be
Oh,
your
okay.
regular damage for the spell.
Okay. Oh, so did the plus stick to hit count still?
What
It
is
would be your
chaos
spell
bolt?
modifier, so whatever you rolled for your spell attack, it would have added in.
Okay. All right, so hold on 1 second.
Oh, also, are you level 4 now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and as a special treat, if you guys survive this, you'll totally be level 5 by the end of this session. Since you guys showed up.
Sweet.
Damn.
The benefits of being there.
So 8 plus 5, 13. Oh wait, no, I did not do that. Hold on a second, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. And I will do 13 lightning damage.
Alright. She goes, "Oh, what the hell? Taken out by a noob!" And at that
Nice.
point, he just poofs into nothing. Let's see. Lost my damn map here again because it got all moved around on me. My big screen just died on me completely, so bear with me. I'm doing my best.
No worries.
So now,
what
as you look
character
up
was
into the
that?
sky, you realize that there is literally a giant heads-up display, and it just says 75 alive.
What class of character was the live streamer?
He was literally a witch streamer. It's like it's a gaff. This I should credit this just in case anybody actually watches it in the future. Um, this was originally an Acquisitions Incorporated game that was sort of supposed to be a goof on like playing PUBG or playing Fortnite because it came out around the time that those games got really popular, like maybe like
Ah.
4 or 5 years ago. But it cracks me up every time that I watch the episode, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Just since we didn't have a full party tonight.
Oh, it's fun. I'm cool with it.
So are you guys gonna keep running to the west? I'm assuming.
How many? We didn't search the one square. Did we already move another square?
You guys are 2 squares to the west of Crumbling Castle right now, and you have not searched yet. You have an opportunity to do so right now if you want.
You want to
Yeah,
search,
we might
Maggie?
as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
It's a
We're at
perception
the
check,
center
right?
of the storm.
Yes,
looks
with
like.
perception bonus. Yep.
Seven.
And since
17.
they're not in combat,
Oh yeah.
so 15 altogether for Maggie.
18 altogether for me.
Okay. Wow, you guys are friggin' crushing on these rolls for the weapons. So, 4 and 1. Alright, so you find another rapping rapier, and they immediately get into a rap battle with each other.
Nice.
And you find another 360 no-scope longbow, at which point the two converge together and become a crossbow. Except for this crossbow is literally just 2 bows crossed like this. Somehow, mechanically, it still works. My kitty's getting in on the action.
Nice.
Alright.
Maggie says, "Do you wanna dual? Can you dual wield with rapiers?"
Sure. I don't think you have dual weapon fighting, though, so you won't get any of your proficiency bonuses or strength bonuses on the offhand weapon. So you'd get one with your bonuses, and then one would be like a straight roll.
Gotcha. But you would be able to make 2 attacks.
Yeah, I like to do 2 attacks. Again, this is only
Well,
D&D-ish.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take the other one if you want to do the dual attack thing. That's fine with me.
Well, Maggie's got a 2-handed weapon right now, so
Oh,
I
okay.
would say either she either switches it for the 1-handed weapon that does the same damage, or you hold on to both of the rapiers.
I'll just take. If you want to keep the bow, I'll take the 2 rapiers. It's fine.
Yeah, sounds good. So the crossbow is all the same stats, but now it's 1-handed.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Where are they relative to the storm at this point?
You guys are
They're, like,
essentially
right
in the
in the center?
middle of the storm circle. Like, you can look all around and it looks fairly equidistant. The Savage Sea and the Frightening Forest are both still within a few squares of you. You are 3 squares to the left, so I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. Probably not, because I don't have that set.
So wait, we're basically in the center of the circle right now?
Yeah, pretty much in the center.
Do you want to just explore around the center then?
And here, I did not mention this caveat. You can search the same area multiple times. Each time you do, there's a chance that somebody else will come along, but you can definitely search the area.
What do you think, Maggie?
Maggie says I might regret this, but I kind of want to check out the forest.
Yeah. Let's stay at towards the. I'm willing to go check out the forest as long as we stay towards the edge of the and in the center, so that the storm doesn't have a chance to swoop in on us.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you guys head north.
So, yeah, kind of follow the stream still, I guess.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Scroll past it again. There we go. Ooh, okay. Alright, so as you guys begin to head north, you encounter a treasure chest, but this is encased in crystal. It's not like the other chest that you found. This is completely enclosed in a crystal that's like clear as glass, and it's got faceted terminations on it. It looks pretty ornate. But there doesn't seem to be like a latch or anything on the crystal. It seems like you would have to break it to get into the chest.
Can I do like an arcane check or something on it?
Sure.
Since we're not in combat, add the blessing.
Yeah.
And that's being default cast on you anyway.
Yeah, I picture that as you just walking along and you're just like, it's almost like saying the rosary as you're doing stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's like just a constant mutter.
So I got a 13.
Okay. Yeah, you know that there is something in that chest, and it's probably really good.
It's like, oh, good job, Marion. You got this. Hestia, you got this.
You also can kind of tell that, yes, you're going to have to physically break the crystal to be able to get into it.
Alrighty.
And there doesn't seem to be any destructive magic around it. It seems to just be like a safeguard of some sort. Or maybe even just something to kill time. And as you look up in the sky, you see 67 alive.
Maggie will take a swing.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
Maggie will take a swing at it with her finger. Alright, so 18 altogether. I don't know if any of the weapon bonuses count.
Yeah,
But
it definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
uh, 18 again.
Okay, yeah. On that shot, the crystal just shatters away from the chest, and the chest goes opens up. And inside the chest, you find 10. You find a rare greatsword.
Hey, what?
A rare greatsword.
What do we got for stats?
The rare greatsword does +4 to hit and 2d6 damage. Not quite as good as your legendary, and this
And he
suffers
says
from the
we're
durability
already better
issue.
stocked than this. Let's...
So this is like a custom rule for this particular scenario. This greatsword has a durability of 4, which means you can only use it 4 times before it will break.
Can we choose just to leave it behind if we don't want it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good on
Maggie
it.
uses it. Maggie uses it 4 times on the chest, and it breaks.
Just breaks it so nobody else will get it. Nice.
Don't want
Nice.
anybody else getting this.
Good call, Maggie.
All right. At this point, the storm seems to have kind of stalled for a minute. It's still sitting pretty much where it was a moment ago. You guys want to move closer to the frightening forest?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not frightened.
So that'll get you right onto the edge of the frightening forest. And okay. So looking around, peeking out of the edge of the woods, you guys see you guys see a guy dressed to the nines in armor. He is looking like he knows what he's doing in this scenario. He's carrying a weapon. That weapon seems to be a staff of some sort.
Did you say bat?
A staff.
Staff. Okay.
I guess I'll take a shot with crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, he sees you guys and immediately charges, just screaming at the top of his lungs, like, "Rah!" Just running.
What do I roll for? So I'm rolling dexterity +6.
Yep. Yeah, d20 plus your dex
Alright,
mod plus 6.
So that's 16 altogether.
Okay, he ducks out of the way. He just does like a
Uh-oh.
barrel roll and dodges it completely. You've got about enough time for Arianth to make a move before he's on top of you guys.
Sorry. I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Okay.
Which means well, let me make sure let me do my casting on it. It's based on a strength roll. So target must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, target takes 2d6 bludgeon damage and is restrained for the spell's duration.
Okay. What is your spell save DC? It should be right by your spell attack. There should be like a spell DC.
Save DC is 13.
Okay, so he rolled an 18 on that, so he was able to save. Was there a condition? I didn't hear what you said of a condition. If he makes the save, it does not affect him, correct?
Hold on. The
Some
target
stuff
must
will have
make
you
a
take
strength
half
saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 2d bludgeon damage and is restrained for the as an action. You can cause. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's only on a failed save.
So on a failed save, he takes.
2d6 bludgeon damage and is restrained for the spell's duration.
But if he saves, then nothing happens.
Okay. All right, so he saves, and yeah, he's right on top of you guys. He's gonna try and swing at Maggie. He just comes up, and he's just got this staff, and he's just twirling it around like Bruce Lee. Let's see. So after doing a bunch of flippy shit, he promptly smacks the ground really hard next to you and misses completely because he got a 2 plus 3.
Nice. All right, Maggie's turn.
Yeah.
Cool. So. We'll take a swing with the maul, I guess. So that's a 12 So I assume that misses.
That's with your +6, right?
Yep.
Okay. That does miss.
As a bonus action, she'll cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. At that point, he is going to use his reaction. He's gonna sucker punch you.
Oh. Brutal.
And he rolled a nat 20 on it too, so he catches you right in the breadbasket. So it's a total of 22 that he hits with the 2-hit roll. So that's 6 damage he deals to you.
Okay.
And that would be Arianth's turn next.
All right.
Does
well,
that interrupt the bonus action?
No, I'll say that you get the bonus action off first. We'll put it in the stack that way. So your spiritual weapons have formed. So they would actually get an attack after his sucker punch, wouldn't they? Right, they can attack the turn they come in, right?
Well, so when I cast Spiritual Weapon, so let's see. So shoot, I don't know what I keep forgetting how to calculate this, but yeah, it's just saying hit / DC is +7. So I assume I roll that and compare that to his.
Yeah, so you can make a melee attack this turn. So it's
So it's 20. So I rolled a 21.
Yep, that hits him.
All right.
Right, so he takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier is how that works.
So that's 11 damage.
Okay. So it's a spiritual weapon kind of. I picture this as like he comes up and gives you a good breadbasket punch like that, but your spiritual weapon is already up and kind of just smacks him right in the back of the head as he's standing back up.
Mm-hmm.
11 damage. But he's still standing. He does look pretty woozy though. He's a little bloodied.
all right. On me now.
Yes.
Alrighty. So I notice here. I guess I'm guessing it's because of my the fact that I'm an elf, but I actually get 2 weapon fighting as a bonus action.
Okay. So yeah, so you don't suffer any penalties on your offhand weapon then, so you can use both those rapiers.
Which I will. That's what I will do.
All right.
But I only get the bonus on one of them.
No. Yeah, because you have that feat as an elf or whatever, or for whatever reason, you can use both of them and use your full bonuses on both attacks. So you get to use your strength or dexterity modifier. I'm guessing if you're depending on your fighting style and stuff.
Well, if I look at what I would be when I have a melee weapon, it gives me a +3 for my staff. Would it be the same?
Yeah, we'll use that. And then you also get the +6 because they're both legendary weapons.
All right, so let's see.
And rapiers, I think, are dexterity based.
Yeah, I think it would factor it, but.
All right, so do I do a dexterity roll?
Well, what's your dexterity modifier? Just like on your dexterity stat.
I don't really have. Hold on, my dexterity is pretty shitty. I don't have a bonus on my dexterity. I'm 11. I have an 11 dexterity.
Okay. So in this case, like, I'll let you use whichever one. I mean, it's like, do you want to swing the sword hard or do you want to aim it really well? You know what I mean? So it's kind of your choice. So go ahead and use the strength if that one's better.
All right.
But yeah, I think it is normally a finesse weapon, Dave. Thank you for helping me stave off the rules lawyers out there.
No worries. It's all a dream anyway, so.
15.
15 does not hit. Go ahead and roll your second attack.
Okay. And 14.
Oh, you know what? You get the extra D4 on one of those too, right?
Oh, okay. So let me. So then the first one would have been hold on, let me add that.
I think it's only on abilities. Let me double check.
Oh, I thought it was on attack rolls too.
No, I think it's just ability, unfortunately.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, it's only on
Okay.
ability checks.
All right, so disregard. So yeah, unfortunately, neither of them hits.
Oh well, I tried.
He's armored to
Can
the hilt.
I try to move away from him?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah. So let me try to move back away from him as much as I can without him being able to reach me.
Yeah, absolutely. So at that point, so we'll say that you're able to kind of get out of the way because you're a little bit maybe behind Maggie. He's gonna take another swing at Maggie.
Sorry, Maggie.
It's cool. That's what I'm here for.
Meat shield.
Yep.
Let's see. Eight, 11. So it'd be a 17 he rolled this time. Does that hit?
Unfortunately, it does.
Right.
If I had my shield, it wouldn't.
Damn you, wizard unknown! Alright, and that does 11 damage. Oof.
All right. Good thing she's a healer.
And at this point,
all
you
right.
look up and you see in the sky, again, next to this is 56 alive. And you actually notice now there's a timer going that says restricts in 3.5 minutes.
All right. Mac takes a swing with the hammer with the maul.
Okay.
So that's 15 plus 6, 21.
That hits.
Okay, and then strength again. All right. I'm sorry. Wait. 2d8. 2d8 plus 3, right?
Yep, plus your strength mod, yep.
So 14 damage.
Okay, so this time you come up, and kind of coming up from like a kneeling position where he had bopped you before, or where he had sucker punched you, you just kind of give him the old backhand with the maul, you know, just double swing, come up, hit him right in the freaking stomach, and he just lets out a whoosh, and he lands on the ground and fades away. At this point, you see 55 left alive.
The frying pan spiritual weapon smacks the ground where he was and looks a little disappointed that it didn't get to finish him off.
Something different happens this time, however. The staff that he had is now laying there. And as you walk over and look at it, you see on the side of it, it says Chief of Staff.
What stats are we looking at?
That is also a legendary weapon, so it's the same deal of plus 6 and 2d8.
Man, why did he sucker punch instead of, is he a monk?
No, the sucker punch was like an added ability that he had as like a reaction.
Gotcha.
So
His
we
literal name was Crazy Lone Rando.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, Maggie prefers them all.
I'll happily take a staff.
All right.
Oh, can you use any staff as a focus?
Yes, she can.
So yeah, that's why I'll happily take my staff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully we get to keep these things when we're done.
I don't think that's what the wizard said, but maybe we can find this wizard and a piece of our mind.
Well, who knows if we win?
Oh yeah. All right.
All right, so we have 3 minutes before the storm closes in again. Do we want to go deeper into the forest, or do we want to start heading back to the center?
For the record, now you have 30 seconds before it starts closing.
Let's Yeah, maybe just like skirt on the edge of the forest.
Towards the center?
Okay, so you'd be moving 1 square to the east if you're moving back towards the center. And you guys would literally
Okay.
be almost in the center.
Okay, let's do it.
Alright. Rolling. Alright, so from out of the woods, as you guys are moving, comes just a shower of arrows.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need you to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw to try to avoid taking damage from these arrows. Maybe somebody's doing some volley fire, one of the other squads or duos here.
Do I get the blessing roll as well?
Yeah, as long as Dave's still casting it on you. That's
Yep.
for saving throws and abilities, right, Dave? You said.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So then a 13.
All right, you make it.
I rolled a 6.
All right, Dave, you do not get away without taking some damage.
Don't you get blessing too, Dave?
No, I mean, it can only be cast on one person at a time. So in like.
Oh, I thought it was
sudden
during
situation-
like when it's like that's only during
No,
oh
it's
wait,
just
that's
like,
right.
guidance
Never
means
mind. There's
she's
arrows
like-
coming at us. My bad.
Yeah. So she touches one person, and they have that for a minute until they use it.
So that is a total of 10 damage, Dave.
Dang. All right. Time to start healing.
But you do not see any enemies coming your direction. It was just the arrows kind of being fired in an arc out of the woods. So you guys are now free to either explore the area if you want, or move along, or do whatever you'd like to do.
Maggie says it seems like we're maybe safer out in the open.
I agree. Do you need to heal before we move, or?
Yeah, I'm seeing what my best option is.
And again, Dave, you would have been considered. Maggie would have been considered fully rested too, so she would have had all of her spell slots back and stuff. I think we
Gotcha.
mentioned that. But...
All right. What? I might did. Yes. Sorry. Did we already search where we are, or no?
Nope, not yet.
All right. So while Maggie's healing herself, I'll do a search.
Okay.
Maggie's gonna cast Aid, which gives both of us 5 extra hit points, like 5 hit points max, plus like 5 hit points right now. Does that make sense? So each of our hit point maxes grows 5, and each of our current hit points grows 5.
Okay. So that put me at. I have 30 hit points, so I'll have 35 hit points right now.
Correct.
And I'm up to 13 out of 40 now.
Yeah. And I'm not 100% on temporary hit points, but I think the way that they work is you lose those first, but your max will stay there until the end of the spell, so if you heal, you can get them back. Like, until the spell actually expires. I don't know when Aid expires.
Gotcha.
When we traveled here, did I have any of my potions?
No, all your other gear and equipment was left at the,
Okay.
or at least it wasn't with you. I can't say left at the inn, but that's where it
Well,
last
my
was.
The next time Maggie takes damage, she's gonna cast 20 points of healing on herself. So as long as something doesn't kill her in one go, which it can't anyway because her armor.
I have.
No.
I tell Maggie that I have a spell that will reanimate.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, between her armor and her preserved life, she'll be good.
Well, I got a 21 perception check, 18 plus 3.
Okay. That is solid. Man, these are rolling 6s.
Yeah, I got a spare to dying spell.
Alright. You find... This one's interesting. You find another frying pan, but this one says frying pan of deflecting missile. Now what this does is a player or NPC attacking someone carrying this item has to succeed on a DC 10 Dex saving throw, and if they fail, the damage dealt is actually deflected back to them. So it's like a tennis racket, essentially, that you can smack stuff back at people with.
Nice.
That's for either
This-
melee or missile attack.
Maggie, do you want this since you're so low on hit points right now?
Yeah, Maggie
Since
says
you love to
sure. I'll
cook?
take. Yeah.
Sort of
Maggie,
replaces your
hangs
shield
it
in a way.
her-
Yeah,
Maggie
take
hangs
it,
up
Maggie.
where her, hangs it up where her pots would have been if they weren't in a dream.
And now looking up,
So,
you see
say
in
that
the
again,
sky
so
the big number, 48 alive. And you guys are still essentially in the center of the circle. You're on the edge of Frightening Forest on the southeast edge of it. And the storm is
You want to keep?
just kind of stalled out for a minute here.
Do you want to keep exploring the edge of the forest, or do you want to go in, Maggie?
what do you think?
Well,
it
we
seems
did
like
get a
might
bunch
be
of arrows
safer
shot
out-
at us from the forest.
We might be safer out in the open.
Yeah, well, do you want to just keep going along the edge, or do you want to get further away from the forest?
Let's make another move along the edge.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you now move one square over, so you're now on like the eastern edge of the forest. And again, still in the center of the circle, essentially. You guys are doing quite well. I'm really glad you chose where you did to land, because I forgot where the map actually goes. So you guys kind of lucked out in a way. You didn't have to run across the map. Let's see what happens. In case this module seems really random or scenario seems really random, it's sort of designed to be that way. Sort of.
Yeah.
My item. As you're running along the edge of the forest, a massive herd, or blessing, of unicorns, it's actually the technical term for it, I wouldn't want to offend Microhulic, so it's blessing of unicorns, comes trotting out in front of you. Now, considering that these are technically normally considered unique or legendary creatures themselves, it's very, very odd that you see like 30 or 40 unicorns all in the same spot together. But they're essentially blocking your path. They start kind of surrounding you and just milling about. So, at this point, I need you both to make an animal handling check.
Oh yeah. Been waiting my whole life for this. Is it an immediate and a thing that she's? Oh, never mind. That's a good roll. I got 12, but Ariane's got 18, and I'm still casting guidance on her. So
Report on to me.
So you succeed you kind of just hold your hands out and they look at you and don't do anything.
Yeah, I got 21 altogether.
Okay. So they just peacefully pass by. They sort of, might rub up against you when they're walking by or whatever, but they don't bother you at all.
Maggie's fucking giddy.
So is Ariana, frankly.
And to clarify, you guys don't have to move. You can spend as much time as you want searching the same area. I don't know if I made that clear, but like there's no, if you don't want to move, you don't have to move. Just be aware that the
Can we
storm is
just
still closing in.
let's follow the unicorns?
They
Yeah,
were heading,
yeah,
they
let's
were
do
heading
that.
off to the south, back towards kind of towards Crumbling Castle.
Cool.
Are they
We'll
still
hang out
kind of
there.
in the center?
Yeah, I mean, you guys within one square of you, all around, is essentially the center of the circle.
All right. Well, let's follow the unicorns for at least one more.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you guys head south. So
Oh, wait. We never searched that area.
You want to search before you move?
Okay. Yeah,
Can
let's
we?
search.
Yeah, because I'm kind of hoping we can find a health potion here for Maggie.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I got a 8.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Plus 4, or with the 4.
I got a custom. I got a +4 with my 6 perception check.
Well, so okay, so 10 altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, man down. Lost my dice. Okay, so much to your excitement, you do in fact find a healing potion. This
Maggie,
potion,
take
when
it.
drank, will restore 1d12 of hit points.
Nice.
Take
All
it,
right.
Maggie.
Roll
You
it.
also find another sword that is labeled Great Sword.
Is it the same sword we had before that wasn't there before? Or...
Yeah, this is the one that it would do +4 to hit and 2d6 damage with a durability of 4.
Use it to hit the chest 4 times and break it.
Maggie says, "Come on, let's go. The unicorns are getting away."
So I say yes. Let's go follow the unicorns.
Okay. The unicorns are
How many?
now... They're
Sorry.
heading
How many hit
towards-
points did you get?
I got 8 or 6 out of that, so 14. I'm at 14. Or sorry, I'm at 19 altogether now.
Better than you were. Cool.
Yeah, so the unicorns are now kind of heading back east, so they'll be just one square to the north of Crumbling Castle. Crumbling Castle is right on the inside edge of where it looks like the storm is closing into.
Cool. So they're in a new square now.
Yep, yeah, they're just heading along to the east.
Hey Maggie, do you think you can try to commune with the unicorns to see if they'll help us?
Sure, let's try it.
Alright, so as soon as you guys move into the square with the unicorns, generating stuff. The wall of the crumbling castle begins to in fact crumble. And it begins falling towards both you and the unicorns. So need you guys to make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw, or suffer some bludgeoning damage from these falling rock wall pieces.
Got a 17.
Okay.
I got a natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so you guys are able to just kind of back up a little bit, stay out of the way of all these rocks. The unicorns scatter. Just going in every direction at this point. They just scatter out. For your action, do you want to try to, if you want, you can try to make an animal handling check, to try to get one to come over to you, but the DC is going to be very high on it. It's going to be like a 20.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Maggie casts guidance on herself first, and then Ooh, yeah, we got 21 without the
Nice.
guidance.
Okay. So yeah, this
Yeah.
unicorn now trots over and it's just standing there.
We
It's
got
like
25.
just hanging out. It's chill.
Maggie says, "I love you."
I asked the unicorn if it will let us ride it.
Um,
Does the unicorn understand us at all? Or I mean, it is a mythical animal. I
I
wasn't
think
sure.
the unicorn understands common. I'm pretty sure that it's got that as one of its speech features. Um, what's your charisma score, Jen?
My charisma score is 17.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and
I
have
get
it
a
make.
plus. I'm sorry, what?
I'm gonna say that we'll set a DC of 17 then, and it's gonna make a saving throw, and if it fails, then yes, it will let you ride it. Oop, it's off the charts again here. What is it? It got a 19, so it kind of, when you ask it, it sort of just shakes its head like, "No, I'll hang out, but you ain't ride me."
Then I ask, will you lead us to safety?
Okay. It kind of shakes its head a little bit, and then it starts running to the north.
Shall we follow the unicorn, Maggie?
North puts us towards the center of the storm, right?
Yeah, just to the right of the center, it would put you.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. Alright. You begin following this unicorn who's just kind of trotting along. All of its other unicorn buddies are just gone. You don't see where they went necessarily. Like I said, they scattered. Um, and another batch of arrows comes flying out of the woods from the same direction it did before. So go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw, DC 13 again.
Oh, jeez. 3? Got a 3.
Oof.
Do you want to take I got a 13. Does that do
Yeah,
I will
that's
that work?
save, yep. You're all good.
Go ahead and take the blessing.
Well, I think I
Oh, it
don't
won't
think I
matter,
can
will
do
it?
it after the. Yeah. And it wouldn't matter.
That is another 10 points of damage.
All right.
So it's just a hail of arrows coming down, and a couple of them get you.
Gotcha.
I asked the unicorn if it has any healing properties.
When you say that, the unicorn kind of stops and visibly rolls its eyes. It's like, it helps.
I
It goes walking
shrug
over
and say,
to
"Hey."
it goes walking over to Maggie, and it puts its horn up against his or her chest. Sorry. And you are healed for 8 points, Dave.
Nice.
At this point,
Cool.
the unicorn just charges towards where it saw the arrows come from. Like it seems pissed because, as far as it's concerned,
Yep.
they were shooting at it too.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we go with the unicorn? Or what do you think we should do, Maggie?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Let's follow the unicorn.
All
Okay,
right.
so this puts you guys back in the edge of frightening forest.
Don't want to bail on a unicorn now.
Maggie yells, "Bless you!" after the unicorn.
I try to use my 120-foot vision to kind of see into the darkness of the forest and see what we're running towards.
Okay. as you run into the darkness of the forest, it's pretty pitch black, so your dark vision actually only lets you see about 90 feet or so because it's so like enclosed and there's so many trees in the way. But you do find a what looks to be an abandoned campsite. There's like a still smoldering fire going. There's some there's some food kind of just sitting there on plates. It looks like maybe a group had been kind of camped out there for a moment and they must have run off quickly. And you also find a terrific maul and a long bow. Both of which are rare items, and so they would get the same bonus as the greatsword before, a +4 to hit and 2d6 damage with a durability of 4.
You want to break the weapons, Maggie?
Do we have time? Are we still following this unicorn?
Oh yeah, where's the unicorn at this point?
Unicorn is still charging to the northwest.
Let's keep following the unicorn.
Okay.
Sounds good.
This will put you guys up kind of at the left top portion of the circle. It is now
How close
sort
is
of-
this? That
Here, I'll blow up the map for you here a little bit. Centered, make it a little bigger, and transition. Loop. There. So you guys are now essentially on the edge of the storm circle. Like you're not quite on the edge, but you're close enough for it to be a concern, we'll say. When you get there, something happens. What happens?
dun dun dun.
Scrolling on. Alright, you encounter a party of 2 other people. And you get the feeling that possibly that these are the people who have been shooting these arrows at you somehow. Even though there's only 2 of them. Somehow able to just volley fire a lot of arrows at once, I don't know. And as you show up, go ahead and actually roll me an initiative for this one, because I don't know who sees who first. So these guys got a 16 for their initiative.
I got a 16.
I got it. Oh, do I do a blessing roll with this too, or no?
Is it number?
I don't think it's for initiative then, is it, if it's just abilities and saving throws?
No. I got a 7.
Okay. Dave, what's your dexterity?
Plus 12.
12? Okay, so these guys are gonna go first then. And they do so. Okay. Okay, so I got a dirty 20 and a dirty 24. In both those.
Ouch.
They both hit. Alright, are they aimed at me?
Oh wait, they both attacked Maggie?
Yep.
Alright, I have a spell that's at will spare the dying.
Okay, well, they do 5 damage.
To be?
No, to Maggie.
All together?
Altogether, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so then you're alive.
It looks like they
Oh,
have a crossbow similar to what you've got, and they've just loaded it with arrows. Like one of them's holding it, and the other one pulls it back and just launches these arrows. So they're not very accurate. So the ones that do hit are kind of off kilter and they just don't penetrate as well, apparently.
Gotcha. How far are we from them?
Maybe like 25 feet tops, within moving distance, so you guys can move up to them. Now, as you look up in the sky, you see storm restricting in 3 minutes 41 seconds. In case you guys haven't caught on, this is real time,
Alright.
by the way.
Gotcha. All right. So Maggie, it's Maggie's turn.
Correct.
Cool. And it's been more than a minute in gameplay time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the spiritual weapon's gone. All right. She'll charge in and take a swing at whichever one looks most able to respond, I guess. With their hammer.
Okay.
So that is a 13.
Alright, 15 hits.
Cool. Oops, wrong die. 2d8. So 16 damage.
Nice. Good damage roll. Okay, so the one that you swing at, you smash him, and he's still standing, but he's not looking great. And the other one kind of looks at him like concerned. Any other actions?
Nope. That's
Okay.
it.
So it is Arianth's turn.
All right, let's see. Sorry, bear with me for a second.
Oh, no worries. If
You
you
said
guys
we're
can
like 20
tolerate
feet
my
away?
my digital freaking ineptitude, then I can wait for a moment for stuff.
All right, so. All right, I'll just I'll cast a level 1 chaos bolt at the is the one guy who's standing, would you say he's bloodied or?
The first guy is bloodied, yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
you know what? Can I shoot a firebolt at without damaging Maggie?
Yeah, we'll say she's off to one side. I mean, you can kind of position yourself in a way where you could get to it. You've still got all your
Alright.
movement and stuff, so.
Alright, so I'm gonna shoot a.
What's the?
I'm sorry, what? What'd you
It's
say?
like a ranged effect, right?
Yeah.
Ranged effect. Is it a ranged effect?
Yes.
What's the range?
120 feet. Well, that's range.
Or,
Well,
I
that's
mean,
no,
does it
that's
have
just
a
the range.
range?
No, it's a one target just gets 1d fire
Gotcha.
damage.
Cool.
All right, so we will roll for that. Gotcha. So I got an 8.
Okay. Any damage on a miss? I'm assuming not.
No.
Okay, yeah, it definitely misses. Right.
All right. I'll try to move out of range of the arrows for now.
All right. So at this point, the two of them kind of look over and see that the storm wall is beginning to close in again. And so, rather than attacking, they actually begin to run to the east. So they're running away from the edge of the storm.
Where's the unicorn?
Unicorn is nowhere to be seen at this point. He has run off somewheres into the woods.
Do I get a
Matt,
I
you
get
want
an
to start
As
running?
they
opportunity
move
attack
away,
on
you can definitely get an opportunity
the one
attack.
I'm
Yeah.
next to? All right. What do I roll for that?
Just regular attack roll with whichever weapon you choose.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's a 27
Okay, that hits.
and an 11 damage, and that's the one that I was already next to. So assume
Okay,
that
so as he
finishes him
turns
off.
to run, you're able to just take him out at the kneecaps, and he hits the ground, and as he hits the ground, he
Can you hear
disappears,
me?
and a little card appears above him, just kind of floating, and it just says "Squad" on it. And the other guy stops and looks at it for a minute, and then just keeps running to the east. At this point, you hear the wizard's voice, and he says, "Oh, we're getting close to the top 25 now. There's an awful lot of you in that tiny circle. Can't wait to see who makes it out alive."
Do we want to take a look at this squad card, Maggie, or we just want to run?
Can we like grab it while running?
You're the
Yeah,
closest, so yeah, that
you
would
can
be
pick
you.
it up. It's literally right at your feet.
Cool. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Grab it and run.
So when you
run
grab
towards the
it,
center again.
it instantly turns into a pouch filled with 100 gold.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And then you guys are moving to the east, I guess? Yes? No? Maybe?
Towards the center.
Okay.
Yeah, towards the center.
So you guys get your move on. 3. Let's see. Alright, at this point, you guys see. Well, make a perception roll for me, and I'll tell you what you see.
$18.
Okay.
Sorry, give me
So
1 second.
with that high of a roll, we'll say that you can relate this to Arianth, Maggie.
I got a 10 altogether myself.
Okay, so we'll do it this way then. Arianth looks and sees a statue, and she notices the statue is holding a goblet. Maggie doesn't so much notice the goblet as she notices that the statue has fangs in its mouth.
Do we want to?
Do
Well-
arcane check.
How dangerous?
Can I do an arcana check?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not at risk of storm now, right?
You are not in the storm. The storm is just now starting to close in on the area you were just in. But it is shrinking.
Okay.
All right, I'll do a quick arcana check then.
Okay?
15. Oh wait, hold on. Let me add the blessing.
Okay.
16.
Alright. So you recognize the statue to be of one of the most famous vampires in all the realms, one Strad von Zarovich. Strahd is known to rule over the dominion of Barovia, which is a kind of, as far as you understand it, it almost exists as what's called a pocket dimension. It exists separate from other realities. It is not part of any one particular reality. It is more so a. It's sort of like Doctor Who's TARDIS, if that makes sense. Like, it's bigger on the inside. But you also know that Strahd has made his presence known throughout the realms. He's appeared on several different worlds over the course of known arcane history. So you would guess this is some sort of a tribute to him, or maybe a monument or a temple even. But you're not really sure how it would have gotten here. So to clarify, what you see specifically is the statue holding a goblet in front of its chest like this, and fangs coming directly out of its mouth that are very, like, protruding and obvious.
Do we
Does
want
the
to do like
goblet look removable?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's part of the statue.
do we want to do like a treasure check? Well,
Yeah, you're free to search the area more.
Sure. So that's perception?
Yep.
I got 10.
I got 14 with the blessing added.
Okay. Okay, so Dave, as you look for stuff, you find a golden scimitar. Well,
Ooh.
Jen, Ariane, sorry, Maggie and Ariane, you find a shield potion. The shield potion will give you 1d8 temporary hit points, similar to the
Maggie,
effective aid.
Maggie, take the shield points.
And the golden scimitar is another
All right.
legendary item. So that is the +6 2d8.
That's a legendary again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys have been, like, every time I roll for it, you've rolled 6s. I don't know if I've got a loaded dice or what.
Well, can I just grab it and hang on to it, or Maggie, do you want to
Cool.
grab it and hang on to it? Hello?
Oh,
Yeah,
could
might
be.
as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't hear for a second there.
Yeah, I think you
Nope.
lagged out for
Did
a
you lose me?
second.
Oh.
Alright, so now, just now,
Um,
you're noticing that this storm circle has now closed in directly behind you, essentially. It's, like, right within, like, 10 feet of you, pretty much. And as you look up, the heads-up display in the sky, the massive floating number says 20 alive.
All right. Do you want to try to grab the chalice and then run towards the center as we're running? Or do you want to just
Yeah.
leave it?
I do want to do that, but I'm cautious about it. Is there like a, I
you want
mean, yeah,
do you want me to-
yeah, I don't know.
Do you want me to do like an arcana check real quick on a chalice? Do we have time?
Yeah, I guess so. Is that
Yeah, right
Sure.
now the storm circle seems to be stabilizing where it is. And you watch as the
Alright,
number
so-
ticks down to 19.
All right, so I just
yeah? Check. So we approached.
I got a 24 for arcana check on a chalice.
Okay, so you think that this chalice is probably something to do with, like, a ritual in maybe not worshipping so much Strahd, but placating him. You think that based on the position of the fangs and the chalice, that most likely it's some sort of an activation device.
Hmm. Do we really want to try to tempt waking this guy?
Nope. Let's get out of here.
Sounds good. Run towards the center, leave the chalice.
Okay. So you guys begin running to the east towards the center of the circle. Let me do a little zoom in action again if I can. Let's do one for this. A little bit easier. Right. So you guys are now just one square away from the very center of the circle. The center is just to the east of where you are. And is the music coming through on for you guys on the other end, just out of curiosity?
I can sort of hear it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little ambient, but I wasn't sure if it was even playing through or not. That's a good sign. Let's see. Alright, so at this point you guys come across another abandoned camp, and this one seems like it has been looted already. The only things that you find there are a shiny button, like one of like a pin that you would put on like your like denim jacket in the 90s, and a rock that looks kind of like a dog. It's just a small
Let's
rock.
grab.
Looks kind of like a dog.
I like puppies. You want to just grab them and figure out what they are later?
Cool. Yep.
Okay. At this point, I gotta ask, how many items do you guys have in your possession each?
Let's see. I got the 2 rapiers, the staff. I think that's it. Oh, and the broken frying pan.
Okay, so 4.
I've got the maul, the crossbow, the scimitar, and the 100 gold. And I thought
And the
I had
frying-
hand, but-
And the back action frying pan.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
not counting the 100 gold as one of the items. At this point,
Okay.
the wizard's voice pops in again and says, "Let's make this more interesting. You're only now allowed 4 items for the rest of my game. So you guys are maxed out." He says, "If you pick up another item, one of yours will disappear, and I can't tell you which one. Welcome to the top 15, he says."
All right. So we're each at 4, so we need to get rid of something if we pick anything else up that we want to hold on to.
Can we get rid of something before we find anything?
Sure, absolutely. You can drop something beforehand.
I will drop the broken frying pan.
Okay.
All right. We better keep on towards the center, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, you guys pass through an open field, and nothing else happens. No one attacks you.
Nice.
You don't spot anything necessarily off the top of your head. You are free to search for more items in the area if you wish.
Might as well. We don't have to take them if we don't choose to, right?
That's correct.
All right.
Yeah, like whenever you do find stuff, it's either sitting on the ground, or if you find a chest, it basically opens and the items pop out and land on the ground before you take them.
All right. So I got a 13.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What am I rolling?
If you wanted
For
to search
treasure
for stuff for loot.
perception.
Perception. That is a 11 for me.
Okay. And what'd you say, Jen? 13?
Yes.
And you hear that familiar gong go off that indicates the or horn go off that indicates that the storm seems to be moving again.
Uh-oh. So we're 1 square away from the center right now.
You guys actually just moved into the old center, but the storm seems to be closing in your direction from all sides again. It is closing faster from the southwest, so the next area that looks like it will stay safe is probably to your northeast. And as you look up in the sky again, it says restricts in 4 minutes 48 seconds. So it seems like the speed is slowing down a bit, but it's still going.
Okay.
And let's see, you found. Okay, so you guys find another 360 no scope longbow. These seem to be a fairly common item. And well, not common, they're legendary, but you're getting really lucky, I guess. Okay, and you find another healing potion. That's
All right,
1d12.
can I take the healing potion? Wait, can like Maggie drink the healing potion without giving up something or no?
You could work it out so that she hands you one of her items because you've only got 3. She could then drink
Yep.
the thing and you could give it back. So yeah.
All right, cool.
Well,
And
if
then
you guys
I'll
aren't
just
maxed out, then yes, you could do something like that.
all right, and then since I have 3 things, I'll take the bow.
Okay. The 360 no scope bow. I love that name. That's so ridiculous.
What do I roll? What's the healing potion?
1d12.
Yep. Only got 3 out of that. Yeah, I'm at 19 hit points and not too concerned still between my armor and my spell. I think I'll be fine.
Okay. So you guys are, yeah, you're currently still in the middle of the storm circle. As you look up, you see 11 alive.
All right, yeah, I say
think
we
what's
just. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is that smaller circle? Is that like where the storm is going to close into next?
It seems to be. That seems to have been the, every time you see it closing faster from one direction, it sort of seems to zoom down into this new reformed circle.
All right, yeah, so
think
we'll just
let's-
keep moving
let's head
towards
in.
the center.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that would put you right in the safe zone, we'll call it, for lack of a better term. Let's see what happens. Okay. When you show up there, you see the guy that you had previously encountered with his partner. the one whose squad card you took. And you watch as he is viciously beat down by another pair of gamers. They just club him, and he goes into nothing. And they just both turn and kind of, they're looking around like they're looking for their next victim. Go ahead and roll me a sneak, check, or, stealth check, sorry.
Oh.
Yep. See if they see you or not.
Oh yeah.
We'll say the DC
Maggie,
on it
Maggie
is,
got 21 in spite of.
12.
Hold on 1 second, sorry. Stealth.
Disadvantage means I have to roll twice, right?
Yep, you roll 2d20 and take the lower of the two.
Nice. Oh my god. I got really lucky on that. Because my armor gives me disadvantage, and I rolled nat 20, but then I rolled a 16 plus 1, so 17.
Nice. Yeah, so they don't notice you.
All right, so I got a 15 for stealth.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on, I didn't do my blessing yet. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. There was only a DC 12,
And
so
you
you
still
definitely
got
passed
the-
anyways.
Oh, okay.
Zoom in here again if I can. Try and recenter things. Screen's getting a little wonky. Do-do. Do-do. There we go. You guys are now pretty much, I don't know if you can see me on your screen, but right there.
Cool. I can see you. That's nifty.
Okay. Yeah, I got some razzle dazzle in me after all. Excellent. Good. I was hoping this would work. I was like, please don't break when I click the thing. Oh God. Yeah. My computer apparently hates me today. So you guys are right there. They have not noticed you. You are free to do pretty much what you want.
I turn to Maggie and say, maybe we should take a look at the card that you picked up and see what that is.
As soon as he picked it up, it literally
Yeah,
poofed
good call.
and turned into a bag of gold.
Oh, that's right. That's what the squad card was. That's right. I forgot. Sorry. All right. Why don't we look at the what was it? The dog figurine and the coin that we picked up from the campsite.
It's a button. It's like a pin.
Yeah, the pin.
Okay, so on the pin, when you look at it, it literally is a logo, like in kind of Comic Sans letters. It looks really similar to something. Well, let's see. It spells out across in bubbly cartoon letters, WUBG, like WUBG. And the rock that looks like a dog actually looks a little less like a dog to you now. Like maybe it was just maybe when you first saw it, you were like, "It looks kind of like a dog," and now you're like, "I don't know if it really looks like a dog or not."
All right. Do you want to search for treasure, Maggie?
Yeah, I guess if we can do, I mean, I think we should either, kind of sneak attack these folks or maybe get away from them. And I think we're going to need to move closer in towards the center. So I think whatever keeps us either
Fair enough.
hidden or we should just attack.
Yeah, at this point, you guys are essentially, like I say, you're pretty much where this red dot is. You're like on the bottom corner right here.
All right. Yeah. So then let's
Yeah.
just kind of quietly, stealthily move our way more closer to the center.
Okay. You already passed your stealth check, so we don't need to roll for that again. Now looking up, you see 7 alive. Deuce again. Okay. As you guys are running, or sneaking, I should say, all the way down. I'm gonna need you guys to make a perception check for me.
16.
Okay.
$11.
Okay. So, Maggie, you notice it first, and you actually grab Arianth maybe by like the clothing to stop her right at the edge of a giant pit that is covered over with palm leaves and dirt and all sorts of sticks and things. Um, and it seems like you narrowly have avoided falling into this like 30-foot deep pit.
Ooh, that would have sucked.
Yes, it would have. Right. And other than that, you are now just north of where this dot is. You are in the very center of this new safe zone here.
All right, well, let's try to stay in the safe zone, but back up away from the pit so that we're not on the edge of it, so somebody can't surprise us and push us in.
Okay.
Are you good with that, Maggie?
Yep. And as long as we're still comfortably in the center, we might as well search.
Indeed.
Yeah, you guys are posted up in a very good spot right now, it looks like.
Are we still kind of stealthy at this point?
I mean, I would say that you're not in any obvious danger at this point.
Cool.
I rolled an 18
Alright.
for perception.
I rolled a 5 for treasure hunting perception.
Okay. Alright. So, let's see. 18. Alright, so Maggie, you find a splendid rod. This rod functions as a rod of immobility. Which I can get you specifics on in just a second. Jen, what did you say you rolled a 5, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Unfortunately, all you find is an empty basket.
Wah, wah. So, what is the rod of immobility?
Alright, so rod of immobility. What's up here? Items. Essentially what the Rod of Immobility is, I can kind of paraphrase the actual stats until I can go look them up. It is a stick about that long. It looks something like this. It's just like pretty much a dowel rod. And on one end of it is a button. When you push this button, the rod essentially will lock into place no matter where it is. It's like quantum locking. It just sort of like if it was in the air and you went like this, you'd be able to do like a chin up on it in the middle of the air. And that can be activated with just a push of a button as a free action on your turn. As far as a weapon, it's just a typical rod, which in this case it would qualify as get your stat for it if you want to attack with it. But it is
No, that's okay. Maggie will drop the golden scimitar and pick up the rod.
Okay.
Or actually, you know what? You said the golden scimitar is the same damage as the maul.
No, the maul does 2d8. The scimitar does 2d6, and it's only +4 to hit. The rod is also +4 and 2d6.
Okay, cool. So yeah, drop the scimitar, pick up the rod.
Okay. It's ironic that I happen to have a stick that's the same size as one of those rods. That's my whacking stick in case I need to whack stuff.
Gotcha.
Every house needs a whacking stick. I don't know. It's just something. Maybe it's a trailer thing. I'm not sure. Okay, so you guys are currently still in the center of the circle, essentially. It's closing in. And as you look up, it still says 7 alive. And coming over the hill, you see the 2 folks that you snuck away from earlier. So I'm going to need you to roll another stealth check if you want to stay hidden from them.
May as well. 10.
Hold on a second, my thing's being stupid. Come on.
Oh wait, I have a disadvantage. Okay, yeah, still 10.
Alright, so DC 12 again. So they at least spot you, Maggie.
Alright, sorry, you're gonna have to give me 1 second.
No worries.
Thing's being really dumb. I might have to log in and out again. Oh, here we go. Alright. Okay, so I got it 18, and that's without my blessing.
Okay, so you are able to stay hidden from them. So they only see Maggie, and both of them immediately just start charging. They're charging from the southwest, kind of just. So Maggie, you've got time for an action. You both would have time for an action before they get to you.
Cool. I'll take a shot with the crossbow.
Okay.
So that's strength or dexterity?
I'm gonna say in this case it's the same thing that I said earlier for Jen about the like it's sort of up to you because it's how do you want to pull the bow back really far or do you want to try and shoot it really accurately?
Okay, so 12 altogether.
All right, 12 does not hit.
All right, Arian's turn.
Alright,
Actually, I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith, which gives a +2 bonus to AC as a bonus action. Maybe on myself. What's your AC?
I can't really hear anything right now.
He was wondering what your AC is, Jen.
Oh, my armor class is a 10. But I'm stealthy right now. He can't see me.
Yeah, they have not detected her.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we're in the last kind of few minutes of all this, so I'm either giving myself an AC of 18 or you an AC of 12.
Give yourself an AC of 18.
All right. Cool. So I'm casting Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. All right. As you do so, these guys are still charging. Arianth, you'd have time to make an action before they get to you.
If I attack them, will they then see me or no?
Yeah, you wouldn't be hidden anymore at that point. I would give you advantage on the attack roll, however, due to the fact that you're hidden and they're not expecting it.
You might as well, though, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be on us in a second.
All right. If I use that 360 no scope bow, what is that? +6 to hit and a 2d8.
+6 to hit and 2d8. That is correct. And that's you can add your strength modifier to the damage, I believe. We'll go with that.
Strength. All right. What is my strength? Sorry.
At this point, you
Yeah.
you hear someone behind you shout out, "Oh man, we're gonna get third partied!" Then as you look up, you see 4 alive, which means
All
you
right.
guys are now
I am gonna attack.
facing the
I just
last.
have to wait for my D&D Beyond to reload.
No worries.
Okay, so let me roll my die here. All right, so I'm using my strength for it.
Yeah, sure. Either strength or dex, but you said I think strength was your better modifier,
Yeah, so I got an 8.
and then that's with the +6 as well.
Oh, no, that would be
14, right?
yes.
Okay. I believe a 14 hits. Let me double check here. Yeah, 14 will hit him. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Let me just figure out which one is the 8-sided dot. Okay.
You hear the wizard's voice come through. We're down to the final 4. Just 2 teams left, folks. Who's it going to be?
All right, so I did a 2d8 would be a 10 damage.
Okay. So you hit one of the guys for 10 damage, and it sticks an arrow in him. He just lets out a yelp. Ah! Did you have another action you wanted to take?
No, other than to just try to move back a little bit, I guess, if I have the chance to.
At this point, we'll say that each of these squares is somewhere around 50 to 70 feet wide, maybe. So you can move back as far as like the edge of the storm, but you're still going to be within range of their attacks,
No,
essentially, like their
all right, then I'll
charge.
just stay where I am.
Okay. So they charge in. One of them charges at you. One of them charges at Maggie. Let's see. All right, the one that charged at you, Jen, gets a 21 to hit. So you said AC is 12 with the +2 from Dave right now, so that's a hit. For
She just said 10.
where's your damage? So that hits for 2, 58. Nope, on the map, please. That hits for 9 damage.
Okay.
The other one that's swinging at Maggie gets 16. That doesn't hit, right? You said yours was.
I'm at 18.
Okay. Oh, right, because you cast it on yourself, not.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So that would have hit her anyways. Okay, so it does not hit you then. Did you want to use your frying pan? Actually,
Well, I don't
it
have
triggers
it.
automatically, doesn't it? It does trigger automatically, which means he's got to make a dexterity saving throw.
I don't have it right now because it just lasts for a minute.
No, no,
So I'd
no.
have to
No,
recap.
the frying
The
pan I
frying
gave
pan
you.
you picked up.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically, the fact that your spiritual weapon is a frying pan is totally not related to this module
Yeah.
at all. It was already written into the module. I'd totally forgotten that that was your spiritual weapon. I was thinking you had a maul.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so your fancy frying pan that you got there, the deflecting one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. He's got to roll dex save, which he fails miserably.
yeah.
Which means that he's gonna take his own damage. So what did I say that it bloop bloop bloop? It's D8
You
plus
just rolled
8.
for.
So it's 8, and he rolled max damage too. So he takes 10 damage. Yeah, wow.
So each one of them now have 10 damage?
Yes, that is correct. They are both bloodied.
Sweet.
Yes, you guys
All
are in
right.
solid position right
So
now.
so that would make it Maggie's turn now, right?
That's correct, yep.
Cool. So she'll take a swing with the maul. So that's 21.
That hits. It's gonna hurt, isn't it?
And then 2d8 plus 3. That is a 11 damage.
All right, you smash this guy. So the number plings down to 3. Although you see on the ground is a card similar to the other one that just says squad on it. This one, as you notice, this one turns around that it's got like a specific logo, and the other guy has the same logo on his armor.
Do we know whether or not we are the like if this other guy dies, it's going to say 2,
Yeah,
or are
because
we still at 2?
it currently says 3, even though my map says 4. Still, I paused it because you guys are in the last moments of battle here, and you have plenty of time before the storm circle closes still. So, yeah, that's
But
you
there's no.
guys. You are literally you, Arianth, and this guy are the last 3 on the map.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, spiritual weapon it up.
Nice.
Or wait, we're gonna meet this wizard. We don't know whether he's hostile or not. Maybe I better hold on to that. So yeah, I'll just leave it there, I think.
Okay. That's Arianth's turn then.
All right. I will do I'll use my dual fighting with the rapiers. So I use my strength for that?
Sure. Bear in mind, any rules that I said tonight are very subject to change because they're just mostly fudge.
Oh, I hear you. All right, so I got a 18.
Okay, that hits.
All right. So for my first. Oh wait, no, that can't be right. I must have did the roll wrong dice. Oh no, that's right. 34.
Oof.
Wait, what? How did
That's
you
for
get
both,
34?
right?
Yeah, wait. I must have rolled the wrong dice. Hold on. Let me check the what it says I rolled. Are those check the Oh, 1D100. Okay, I rolled the totally
Oh.
wrong to roll die.
Yeah.
Hold on. Which one is the 8-sided die?
Are you on DDB?
Yeah.
It's the third one from the bottom.
Ah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, the
Yep.
8 and the 10 are a little confusing on there.
Alright, so hold on. Did one. Alright, so I rolled 6 all together. So, and then plus my strength mod on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 7.
Okay, so he's still not down, but he is now grasping like anything
But
he can.
I get another bonus hit too.
Yes, you do.
Alright, so do I have to roll a
Yeah, just another attack
if I hit
roll
on
with
that
your
one?
bonus. Yep. So it's a D20 plus
Alright,
6
so I got
plus your
19
strength.
plus 1, so 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, and then let me roll for damage.
Actually, you don't even have to roll for damage because I guarantee that you've killed him at this point. Because you're
Alrighty.
gonna roll 2 dice. That's a minimum of 2, and then your strength bonus added on to that's gonna be 3, which is what he had left for hit points. So
All right, so he's down.
you get the
'Cause
the
the
final
first die was an
killing
8.
blow, and as this happens, fireworks start going off, and you hear wah 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 wah. Here's Bill. Hi, Bill. You're just in time.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, not too
Hello.
much. I was actually just finishing up. So these guys have been on a
All right.
crazy adventure. Um, so just bear with me for a minute. Let me finish exposing here a little bit, or expositioning. That's the better word, I think, than exposing. That's creepy sounding. So when you hear this loud one of those vuvuzela horns, like wah 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 wah, and the fireworks are going off, you hear the wizard's voice one more time, and he says, "That was amazing! What a victory, folks! Don't forget to tune in next week for another great episode of Wizard Unknown's Battleground." And at this, you both wake up in a cold sweat in your beds in the inn. And as you sit up, you look around, and you're not sure if you were in a dream or if you were actually somewheres where everybody's joining now, huh? Or if you were actually somewheres where the thing had happened, where everything had occurred. But being so startled awake, you probably rush out into the hallway and you actually kind of bump into each other. And the only sign that you have that perhaps you were in fact in this location is that Maggie does have the bag of 100 gold.
Nice.
And yeah, you don't have any of the weapons or anything, but all of your things are still in your rooms where you left them. So you are completely where you were, with the one exception that you both gained a level for that.
Sweet. Hey, Maggie, can we split that gold?
I think that's fair.
Cool. So we each get 25 gold.
Yeah.
Awesome.
50.
50
Right?
each. Yep. It was 100 gold total. So.
Oh, nice. 50 each. Even better.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Bill.
Cool.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
So you guys just missed out on little dream sequence, essentially. I figured since we didn't have a full party tonight, I wasn't sure when everybody was going to be able to show up. I did a little gaff session. But it does leave these guys just a step ahead of you. So I'm going to let them go ahead and bump up to level 5. Now, since you guys are here, if you want, we can definitely do some downtime stuff to set up for the next session. Nick Farah said he might be able to show up too, but I don't know if he's gonna or not. And Bob, who's going to be joining us next week, I think, he also had stuff to do with his lady friend tonight, so.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I was just watching the Facebook Live thing while I was kind of getting my stuff ready here.
Well, how was that? Was that working from your end? Because I couldn't figure out if we were actually broadcasting or not.
It looks like you're broadcasting. I couldn't I can see that you have like a green screen, so I could see you pretty well, but I couldn't see anything. I don't know if you had like a map going or something, but I couldn't see any of that.
Okay. Huh. Well, let's
Weird.
see. I am gonna do stop streaming now, because I don't know if anybody wants to hear us table talk stuff. Stop streaming, but I'm gonna keep recording, because that way when I post it to YouTube, hopefully we get a complete record of stuff. That's the goal. I've had audio input and audio output going the whole time this time. I think everything shifted around properly, so there might be a video of it, but I don't know how well that the stream worked. So
The spells I cast during that count? Or am I still reset?
you are still fully rested.
Cool.
Yep. Like I say, that was all a one-off, just because basically I wasn't sure what who was going to show up or what we were going to be able to do, so I kind of was like, I'm going to build a fudge session. Because sometimes they're just fun. So, and to fill you guys in, these guys essentially just were, and maybe their characters relate this to you. I don't know if you guys want to tell the story here, but
Well, you can synapse it for us, and we'll just say we told him.
Okay, that's yeah, that's easy. So essentially, when everybody went to bed at the inn on the night that you guys like where we left off last time, essentially, um, we managed to kind of get everybody into an inn, and as soon as everybody went to sleep, these two found themselves awake and falling, and essentially they went through a fantasy version of PUBG. So they've been playing Fortnite for about 2 hours. That's pretty much how it went as their characters. It's all based off of an old Acquisitions Incorporated episode that it's one of my favorite ones. That hopefully they don't take offense to me borrowing it as a scenario. But Mike, Jerry, sorry if you do. I don't know. Not that they're ever gonna watch this, but it was one that they ran at a PAX convention back in like 2014, I think, and I thought it was super fun. It's essentially just for shits and giggles. And yeah, they had some encounters. They killed some stuff. They got some cool weapons that did not translate back into reality. They did have a minor encounter with a statue of Strahd von Zarovich.
Well,
But not the actual vampire himself. So table talk wise, a couple of interesting things could have happened there. Just so you two know.
Yeah.
If you had for any reason put any blood into the cup, then one, a chest would have been awarded to you, and two, if you were ever in Barovia, you may have found yourself with a boon from the Vampire Lord. If you had decided to steal the cup, then it is possible, and of course this is all meta. This is like what could have been, this is a Marvel what if comic. If you had decided to steal the cup, then you would have had probably he would have had a vendetta against you if you had ever encountered him.
Glad we did not steal the cup.
Yeah, he's not a person you want to make an enemy of. That's for sure. So I'm trying to think what other cool stuff could have happened that didn't. I will say the unicorn thing. I was not expecting you guys to latch onto that much. But I'm kind of glad you did because it gave me a couple of extra plot points because the scenario that I have in front of me was slowly running out of things to throw at you, and I'm like, crap. Like, I need more stuff. They should have written like 4 more items for each one of these sections. Like I think
Hey,
if I ever...
you gave us a blessing of unicorns. How could we not react?
Yep. Yeah, they encountered an entire blessing of unicorns, one of which actually kind of led them into... It's funny because when you asked it if it would lead you to safety, it nodded yes, but it was totally lying, which is funny. Like, just based on the rolls that I was making. Probably atypical of a unicorn, but who knows if this was even really a unicorn, or if it was like, a bot.
Well, it led us to 100 gold, so there's that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing that you missed an opportunity, it could have been 100 gold apiece, but you didn't grab the other card before you finished it off and ended the game.
We got distracted.
Yep, because you killed the other guy. You could have used an action to grab the card first, but... well. But hey, 50 gold apiece for a dream isn't bad.
No, and going up a level works too.
Yeah, nice.
Yep, so you guys have a little bit of a leg up. I mean, I'm sure these guys will catch up pretty quick anyways, but I'll try and keep it in mind for the future sessions there. It just probably means that next session that we go into, you guys will have level 5, they'll have level 4, and by the end of that one, everybody will be level 5. But it's always nice to have a little leg up on the competition sometimes. I do like the milestone thing just for the ability for me to kind of control where people are at, because that way it's not like a race for experience points, so that somebody's not taking... Like, if we did experience points, Nick would, like, Tohan would be probably 2 levels above everybody else right now, just because of the amount of stuff that he's killed. Like, yeah. But essentially, where that would leave you guys would be just in the awake in the inn, maybe in the early morning. So you're free to like kind of go back to bed for a while if you want or whatever. But it'd be like 3 or 4 in the morning that you kind of woke up in a cold sweat or whatever from this. But yeah, I don't know. Now if you guys want, I know it's kind of late. It's up to you guys if you want to maybe talk about what your goals and plans are going forward for the campaign, for the actual campaign, not for the this goofy one-off thing. Let's see.
I know one thing for sure. Maggie's gonna go out and buy some nice eggs and bacon and ingredients for pancakes and cook everyone up a feast for the companions of the rose and for the party.
Last game I gave.
Aaron,
Oh, sorry.
that's okay. Aaron, kind of wants to spend some time trying to work on a way to make the amulet specifically tell her what she wants to know, whether she's focusing on the soul or the body of the twins.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you'd be able to determine pretty easily. I mean, you could do what's called taking 20, which means essentially like just keep doing Arcana checks in your spare time, until you figured it out. So like through maybe like an hour's worth of just studying this and kind of figuring out how it works, it detects the whole person. So the actual splitting of the soul that occurred between the like the capture of the soul into a gem has essentially made it so that the thing is being wonky. You're pretty sure that if her soul was reattached to her, it would be swinging back and forth between the directions of the twins. So right now, since 3/4 of the twins are in one location, it's sort of just pivoting back and forth in that direction. Like,
Is there any way I can try to focus and like use my power to be able to differentiate between them all? That's what I'm trying to do.
Specifically with that Feywild, the Feywild shard that you have, if you were to perform a ritual cast with it of some sort to try to detect, we'll say that for lack of a better term, like you're sort of creating a ritual, but you could probably perform a ritual, and again that would take like maybe another hour or something from your morning, that would allow you to kind of understand how it's triangulating so that you could really narrow it down, like narrow the field of view down from it swinging from 90 degrees, like something like that, to like that, so that it's like a more narrow track. So it's
more
still
focused
not 100%
track, okay.
accurate, but you're probably working with like 5 or 10 degrees versus like 90 degrees.
Okay. Cool. So I'm happy with that.
And it does still, when you manage to get it to do that, like maybe through whatever ritual, it's still pointing to the southwest towards the general direction of Terabir.
Okay. So, but now that I've done that, is it always going to be a better focus?
Yeah, it'll generally point you towards that like wherever essentially wherever the most of the twins are.
Okay.
Last game when Aaron went to when she was off screen to go find spellcasting components, I said I gave her the amulet that we got from the kobold sorcerer Nika, I think, that we slayed. Was he able to get that identified?
Yes, and I'm gonna find out what it was right now. I definitely did my research on this all week and didn't just wait until just now to find out. Thank God for random generators. Okay, so you found this is what's called an elemental gem. It is a blue sapphire. And you probably couldn't tell specifically that it was a sapphire before, because it was probably crusted in like sewer shit and like kobold gunk and rat guts and shit. You just saw it was kind of shiny. But this gem contains a mote of elemental energy, When you use an action to break the gem, an air elemental is summoned as if you had cast the Conjure Elemental spell, and the gem's magic is lost.
Ah.
So it is essentially a one-shot deal where you can summon a air elemental to possibly fight on your side. It doesn't say you can control it. It just says you can summon it, to clarify.
That's
Well, I
pretty
have
I
an
would think-
affinity with the elements as a forest helps. So
I was gonna
maybe.
say, I think you would keep that as Araneth, because you know you got it identified. So that's something you would have now, Jen,
Cool.
is the necklace of summoning air elemental. And then last game we also picked up a 3-pound glass orb that gives off an arcane aura, a 2-pound abacus, and a small flute off of
Korra, yep.
yeah, Cora there. I didn't know if that's something we could maybe question Cora about to see what those things do, or
Yeah, let me find the cards that they're on here, because I did have those written down and separated. Notes. Notes. Let's see, the orb. The orb is essentially one of these. It's pretty much a little bit smaller than this, but it is a spellcasting focus. It is very similar to like what the staff would be for you, Jen, for Arianth. And it is worth about 20 gold pieces or so on the open market. It's actually not a very uncommon item. Let's see, what else? You said a flute. The flute is quite literally just his instrument. He just plays the flute. And the abacus is the pocket abacus gives you the ability to quickly calculate transactions, which will give you it'll give you advantage on any deals that you make with merchants, essentially. So like anytime that you have to roll any sort of a skill check or a saving throw based on an interaction with a merchant, it will give you an advantage on that roll.
okay. I think Dave, you want to take that one? Your charisma's already super high, and you probably buy more stuff anyways.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then I think you guys had 2 pounds of ball bearings too. Is that right? I have them in the same
least.
stack of cards. Is the
I
only
didn't
reason
write
I
that down.
ask.
I don't know.
I didn't write that down if that happened.
Okay, so if you guys have that, we'll just say it. Why not?
Yeah, I'm checking my character.
That's all they are, is
sheet.
ball bearings. They're like, you can use them for sling ammo if you want.
Several of my old party had like collected ball bearings because they just like throwing them on the floor.
That's another one too that you could use it for. You could use them almost like caltrops, absolutely. Dave,
Yeah.
roll me a Constitution check before everybody bounces here.
Constitution check. 18. Unless I can give myself guidance on this.
You can, but it won't make a difference with 4 more even. So after you wake and after you kind of have a moment to discuss with Arianth what just happened, you go back into your room, and just for a second, you look in the mirror, and you see what seems like mouse whiskers starting to sprout. But then just as quick as you notice it, they seem to kind of go away. You're not sure if it's just a trick of the light, or if you're seeing things, or just had a weird dream just now and it's messing with your head. But that's what you see.
Gotcha.
Right. So one other thing, does either of you relate what happened at the very beginning with Idril when she was still in the inn with you guys? 'Tis a silly thing, but it might matter.
The lizard?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, Jen.
Refresh my memory what she told us.
So while you were sitting there talking to her for a moment, she had a small lizard run up the side of her leg.
Oh yes, that's right.
And I'm mostly just again expositioning here because I don't want to waste a joke. And as the lizard ran up to her shoulder, it began speaking into her ear. And she very quietly listened for a moment, and then she proceeded to pick the lizard up and squeeze it and say into the lizard's open mouth, "Yes, we've got her here. She's safe. We'll keep her safe until you get here." And then she let the lizard go, and it ran off, and she just looked at Maggie and Arianth and said, "I don't think I'll ever get used to using internute messaging." Nick knows how much Piers Anthony that I read as a kid, so that's
I love Piers Anthony. I read a lot
I
of his
can't
stuff.
help it.
Xanath and the Immortal series are my favorite.
Yeah. He did all the what was it, the Being a Green Mother and stuff too. I didn't read a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
all
other
part.
stuff. But I did.
The Immortal series is awesome. It's well worth reading, even
I'll
now.
have to pick it up at some point because I read the first like 15 Xanth novels before I outgrew them, I think.
Yeah, it's probably about how far I got with the Xanath novels as well, 15 or 20 in.
I would still have all those.
Oh, they're incredible. They're great
have-
books. I can't wait until
I
my
have-
daughter's
I
old
have
enough
books
to
and
read
books and
Spell for
books.
Chameleon to her.
Yeah.
Like that's the only downside is that like he's so like borderline not okay for kids in certain spots with the early books, and then the later books it's like all jokes, you know what I mean? But the first like 4 books are a little sketchy for somebody that's only like 11 to read. Like I was probably like 12 or 13 when I read them, but I was a weird fucking perverted kid, so I got all the jokes.
Yeah.
And
That reminds me, I let my son see Ted when he was 10, and that was a bad mistake.
yeah.
I didn't
Imagine
realize
that,
how
yeah.
bad it was.
So yeah, it's a talking teddy bear. How bad can it be?
Yeah, I had to answer a lot of questions.
It
A
can be
lot of
bad.
questions. Things that I did not think I was going to have to tell a 10-year-old.
That's
Bill,
funny.
I had a similar
wanted to
experience with
say,
my dad
Bill,
in Pine Top.
I watched your Descent into Avernus video, and
Yeah.
I very much admire your patience with your players.
Oh, which ones?
It was the Descent into Avernus group that I watched. I
Yeah,
think it
there
was
are a
your
lot of the
session
same
team.
players I have from Strahd.
Are they?
Paul is a little tough.
Yeah, there
He's
was
got
a couple
he's a little
times where
borderline
I was
Asperger's.
growling at the TV and calling people rules lawyers for sure. But
Oh, that's Paul. Yeah, he will
Yeah.
he will correct somebody to tell them how the rule doesn't work for them, but then he'll conveniently forget for him.
yeah,
He does that.
I said to Amanda when I was watching it, I go, man, I really admire how he deals with his players because like I get frustrated with that stuff and sometimes I don't know how to deal with it, but watching how you just go, oh okay, and just sort of let it slide for a minute and then you just kind of get him back with something. I was like, that's clever.
Yeah.
I like how he DMs. It's good.
The one guy in my group, he play tested the original D&D, and he knows like the Dragonlance authors. He he knows them all very well.
That's cool.
And
I have Tracy Hickman as a friend on my Facebook thing. I've talked with him a couple of times, and he's a nice enough guy. Who was the other guy? There was another guy too that worked on the Mold Vase set that I got a chance to talk to. That was pretty cool.
And I'm glad they're gonna start writing again.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that lawsuit
Well, it
got
seems like
settled.
them and
But
Wizards of the Coast buried the hatchet this time. Like they dropped the lawsuit and stuff, so that's good.
yeah, and I guess they've already turned in 2 books, so I'm hoping
Yeah.
we'll get some stuff soon. But I interjected into Avernus, the old White Plume Mountains dungeon, and so
Nice.
they're running through that now.
I was wondering which one you were using in there because I knew it wasn't straight out of the book. I'm like, I don't remember this, but like Avernus is great for that because you can literally take anything from any time period and put it there because it is literally hell. So that's super cool. I'm gonna.
I do a lot. I add a
Curse
ton
of
with
tomorrow.
Strahd too. With Curse of Strahd, I add a lot of stuff in there, but yeah. But the one player who knows the module too well because he knows the guy who like wrote it. He's playing back in that module and letting the other players
Okay.
make the mistakes.
Is that
So
the
it's
one
fun.
that everybody kept riffing on, basically?
I don't know. What do you mean?
It sounded like they were kind of picking on the one guy a bunch of like telling him that he was like shitty at divining and stuff. Oh, it had me cracking up. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
the
That's Paul is the divination because he forgets to use the portent. He will forget to roll the portent and then like mid combat want to use it, be like, oh, you never rolled it, sorry.
that's funny.
It's I don't hammer it because I just want to be a jerk. I hammer it because well you didn't roll it, and so now it's too late to try
Yeah,
and do
you
it.
can't backtrack essentially. Yeah. And then trying to think.
He used his portent once and then which made the player fail a con save, and he didn't realize it until afterwards that he had burned the portent the wrong way.
The other part of that I really enjoyed was when hey, you guys were like, somebody suggested that it kind of reminded them of that movie Mortal Engines, and they were like, oh, it kind of reminds me of a movie, and somebody goes, what, Deliverance? That part had me laughing pretty good.
Yeah, the campaign is really just Mad Max in hell.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
The whole
Acquisitions
war engines.
Incorporated, when Descent into Avernus first came out, D&D did a thing that was literally like I think it was the Stream of Many Eyes or one of those streams that they do, and when they did it, they did a epic game into Descent of Avernus or Descent into Avernus, and it was 4 separate tables that they ran over the course of like 12 hours, and they were all intertwined stories, sort of, but a lot of them were like there was like a guy who got to play Minsk, and Boo was actually played by Matt Mercer, so that was a lot of fun to watch. Like he didn't talk the whole time, this voice actor, and yet somehow still had the crowd in stitches just with his mannerisms and stuff. But and again, it was Chris Perkins DMing, so it was great to watch. Like he's just
Yeah.
you can't beat him. He's so great at what he does. Um, and yeah, the Acquisitions Incorporated guys did a Descent into Avernus thing where like where you sent your characters for going after Whelm was one of the possible things they were going after. That's actually where Omen Drawn's character got Whelm as a part of canon essentially.
Yeah, Whelm is lost in White Plume Mountain.
Yeah,
That's actually so.
Whelm's
My
one of the
players are going to get
older
it.
magic items in the game for sure. Like,
Yeah,
I think those
They
are actually
already.
some of the 3 oldest magic items in D&D, which is pretty neat to see somebody using those in a game. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, my players found Wave in the last session, but Whelm is coming up, and I actually amended Whelm to make it so that I made it because normally only dwarves can use it.
Yep.
But I've made it so lawful good players could use it, so that the guy like it's actually useful because I don't have any dwarves.
Still,
The
still
trident.
running as an intelligent
They were
weapon.
they were so disappointed when the trident was like, "Oh, you have to worship a sea god," and they were like, "None of us do that. We're playing. We knew we were playing Descent into Avernus. We did not. None of us signed up to worship a sea god."
Yeah, right.
They're also excited for the greatsword too, so they know it's coming. But Avernus has a lot of interesting stuff. Like you can face Tiamat in this. You can face. You can get the Hand of Vecna.
Yep.
All of those things
from
are in there.
Joe Manganiello's character. Archon. That's Joe Manganiello from True Blood. That's actually his player character from the Force Grey series. So again, it was
Really?
It was a public game that they ran. Like Matt Mercer ran it with a bunch of like celebrities, and he brought Joe Manganiello into Critical Role, and that was right before they wrote Descent to Avernus. And so Chris Perkins and Mike Merles approached Joe Manganiello and said, "How would you like for Archon to be canon?" Like, and he's got the Hand of Vecna, because it was such a stunning moment on Critical Role that everybody was like, "What?" Lost their minds. Sorry for the rest of you that aren't ultra nerds, but
That's okay. I'm
That's right.
actually looking at spells right now since I
Yeah,
moved up a
leveling.
level.
Yeah, exactly. Leveling up is a pretty. So I got plenty occupying me at the moment.
The players may fight Crowhutek, which is Yinugo's pet, I guess.
Mhm.
It is a massive lizard type creature that spits out other creatures.
Yeah, Yunugu is one of the almost like a, I don't want to say like Cthulhu ripoff, but sort of, right? Like one of the old
Mhm.
gods or something.
Yeah, this is a like an animal intelligence type of creature, but he spits out gnolls, all dretches, vrox, uh, barlugas, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
He just spits them out.
a lot of those demons do that stuff. They like Nalfishnays do that too. They'll spit out random fucking demons at you, like just puke them out. It's like ugh. Yeah, I don't know. Descent to Avernus is kind of a freaky. It's a freaky deaky campaign where a lot of weird shit can happen. I was trying to grasp
Yeah.
onto like what I didn't figure out at first why they were all destroying the soul coins, why they wanted to break the soul coins, and then I realized
So
they're all lawful good characters and they want to free the soul
no, no,
coins.
they're not.
Oh, they're
That's the
not.
thing. Only the paladin's lawful good.
Okay.
The wizard. So the paladin, he is playing a hell rider, so he is finding like he found some hell rider loot stuff that would benefit good aligned characters, and so the neutral evil or true neutral wizard is trying to get good, so he's destroying the soul kinds to as acts of good. Um, Not realizing that they're basically currency here, and that they could buy magic items with those
Oh, so
things
they
and
they
things like
don't
that.
even know what they're worth then, right? Oh man.
They have they so they want they went to the Wandering Emporium. They didn't really spend a lot of time there because then they discovered White Plume Mountain and decided to go do that side quest. But the Wandering Emporium has a lot of options for purchasing interesting things.
Nice.
But it also they early on they it's also supposed to power the vehicles, but they heavily modified the vehicle to run on Demon Ichor instead.
Yeah, I was wondering
So
about that too. I was like, huh, I didn't know that was a thing in there because I haven't read through all of Descent into Avernus because I didn't know if I was gonna play eventually in somebody's campaign, and like I've kind of been holding off on it. Like I skimmed it, but I do that with all the books. I'm like, skim, 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 get the general idea, but don't try to memorize shit because I never know if I'm gonna get to play in a campaign. So I try not to be
I
that guy. The less meta knowledge I have, the better in a way. That's why I like to run custom stuff more so than official stuff, just because of that. Because one of these days I'd like to go play in like a tournament at like Gen Con or PAX or something like that, playing an epic level game. I think that would be a blast.
I have plans for taking my Strahd campaign to epic level. Because the last time I ran it, the players asked, "Well, can we keep going?" And so when I decided to rerun it again, I figured, yeah, I can add epic level stuff onto this.
Nice.
So I Strahd's a better campaign.
Yeah, that's everybody says Strahd is like pretty much the best of the official campaigns, and I've watched 4 or 5 different versions of it. Like High
It
Rollers
is.
did a version of it that was really funny. There was another group. Oh, what was it? Miss the Ravenloft was one of them that they did it really seriously with like one character that was a fucking clown essentially through the whole thing. Um, and then of course like the Yak Inc. guys did a brief stint in Ravenloft, but they don't think they ever actually encountered Strahd. Um,
Oh, yeah.
and then there was another
You're
one too where actually they brought Matt Mercer in to play Strahd as like co-DM for one of the ones that I watched. It was kind of neat, and that was like just a dinner party with Strahd was the entire session. That was pretty cool to watch because it was all these characters trying to figure out how the hell to get out of there, and it was being very nervous about Strahd just kind of grilling all of them.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want Nick to have Nick ruined. But I have a lot going in, and mine is when I last ran it, the players were often like, "Wow, this is really effed up." Like
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, no, this is like the cleric was like mentally breaking in my last campaign.
nice. Do you use like
That was
sanity
fun.
rules or anything like that?
No, I don't.
Ah,
No, I was just he's just a good role player. So
excellent.
he's playing a wizard and he's actually replaying in the same campaign again, but he's playing a wizard and staying back, and he's just kind of being a comic relief wizard so far.
Gotcha.
So he's having fun doing
That's the
that.
last time that I got to be a player in a campaign. I was a tiefling sorcerer, and the idea was that I was like a street performer. Except for in like the first encounter, we got attacked by these fairies, and
Yeah.
so my character, without thinking about it, because I'm a sorcerer, cast fireball. Okay,
Hmm.
so because they started us at like 4th level or something. And I was like, all right, sure. So I cast Fireball. And I'd asked ahead of time, is anybody in my way if I cast Fireball? Well, no, you probably wouldn't hit anybody. And I was like, okay. So I said, I cast Fireball at them then. And the DM was being kind of a dick, honestly. Like, I am no longer friends with this guy, not because of this, but because of other issues that have happened recently. But, the DM told me, oh, well, you hit so-and-so's character. And the guy that was playing that character was like, what the hell, man? And I was like, I didn't know the guy at all. Like, it was a brand new person that I had just met that day. And I was like, oh, sorry, man. Didn't mean to hit you. And it created this weird tension in the group. But after that, the running gag was anytime that I saw anything flying, immediately I cast Fireball at it. Like, do I have clear line of sight on it? Is anyone in my way? No, I cast Fireball. So I had a phobia of flying creatures that I would always play on. Like, to like a flaw almost, where like, oh, there is somebody in the way? Oh, well, Fireball. Like, and it just became like a running joke that I was just completely freaked out by any small flying creatures.
Yeah, I've had players do stuff like that too, and it works out. It works out great.
Yeah, like the first time it was an accident, and I felt bad about it genuinely. But then after that, they were razzing me so much about it that I just leaned into it. I'm like, all right, you guys want to bust my chops? Guess what? Fireball.
I've got it's one of the reasons why I like Roll20, the 5-foot grids.
Mhm.
Players are just like, "Yep, I'm centering it here," and then we go, "All right, there's our circle, boom." And you would think that they would never hit teammates, but they still do. It's
Oh
fun.
yeah. Sometimes that just happens.
But I really enjoy Roll20 with the lighting and everything. It takes a little bit to figure out, but it makes I feel like the game moves pretty well with it.
Yeah,
I was
don't
using
know,
it
you
in
guys-
person before.
I don't know when you guys if you caught any of the live stream at all or not, but what I was actually using was a YouTube loop of the map that they actually used in the PAX game, where I don't know if I can share it. See if I can do a present the correct screen. Let's say a window. This one. Alright, so I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
But it essentially just plays through, and like it literally is like PUBG or Fortnite, where the first like half hour or so you're fine, and it's on a timer. It's all like it gives you a number that's left alive, and the circle slowly shrinks, and as it shrinks, the characters have to move with it, and it's actually done in real time and timed out to about a little over 2.5 hours. And I thought it would be really fun to run, like I said, as a one-off. It was, I don't know, I think Jen and Dave, I hope you guys had fun.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Awesome, cool. It was definitely a lot of fudged rules, a lot of goofy encounters. One of the encounters that's my favorite, I think, and it was one of their first ones, was a guy comes up over the hill going, "Yo, it's your boy," and whatever name I made up on the spot. But he was a witch streamer. And he's actually at one point he's like, "We got a new sub. We're gonna celebrate by bashing this guy's skull in." Like, just total toxic gamer, like that was his personality. It was fun. It's just this ridiculous play on it because they played this game right after Fortnite and PUBG got like massively popular, and of course PAX being a gaming convention, they took a turn of Mike Verhulik, one of the guys from Penny Arcade, took a turn DMing for the Acquisitions Incorporated group, which normally it was Chris Perkins at the time that was doing it, but Chris actually sat and played in that match. So that was fun to watch. But yeah, there's I don't know, I've gotten a lot of ideas from them, but I've never really run one all the way through like I did with this one, and I don't want to say that I did it justice, because I don't think I did compared to what their run-through of it was, but it was still, like, it was fun to run. It was something different than what I would normally do for a campaign. Like, I try to keep a balance of, like, humor and seriousness in a regular campaign, whereas this was really designed to be, like, goofy fun.
It was.
Like, just, like, every encounter being over the top, one of the other encounters was called the Lone Rando, which is totally like what you encounter in Fortnite, where somebody else's squad is dead. And you guys actually, for what your level is. This adventure was actually designed for 4 level 9 characters. So the fact that you didn't die once amazes me. The plan was if one of you died, one of those squad cards was going to pop up and you were going to have to get it and then bring the person to a named location to regenerate them, essentially. Oops,
Hmm.
music going through it still.
I'm liking using the music for Roll20 during games. I'm liking that more. I think it helps to avoid the
Yeah, the dead air.
dead air. Plus, it adds. I've got some ones that add a lot of ambiance too. Like if you go to Castle Ravenloft, you hear like the storm and the lightning and things like that.
Yep.
So I've got a lot of those, but I plan to add more in.
Yeah, my original intention for tonight for doing this was going to be to start out the game in with essentially my green screen on, and then I was going to have behind me a backdrop of like a thunderstorm outside a window. And I've actually got these 3 globes that I lined with Christmas lights that I was going to light up. And I was having such a hard time technically with the computer because I just got a new monitor. And I went, awesome, I can have 4 monitors tonight. And I went to hook them up and realized I'm missing a cable. I don't have a DVI to HDMI cable. I've got one. I don't have 2. And I need 2. So I was like, well, I can run my other monitor wirelessly. And yeah, don't do that. Don't ever run a monitor wirelessly because it's just garbage. It doesn't connect, it disconnects. As soon as it disconnects, it moves all your windows, and then everything that you've sized to be able to show different faces and things just gets real wonky real fast.
I
So
bought a new
hard.
monitor recently for my that had a higher megahertz so that I could go, follow because I got a new gaming PC, so I had to have a higher megahertz PC.
Yep.
So I took it out of the box once and it was like a little hard to get like to set up right the way I liked it. And so I put it back in the box, thought about returning it, took it back out to try and use it again. I noticed a couple of the pixels weren't working. I put it in for return on Amazon. They told me to keep it and refunded me the money. I have a
Wow.
$300 monitor that may be okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
If
figure out what I can do with that.
it's got a few pixels out of it, doesn't mean you can't do stuff. Maybe don't use it for gaming, but doesn't mean you can't use it
Yeah,
to
I'm
fix your
gonna figure it
monitor.
out. The pixels, like I said, nothing hit it, so I'm just wondering if that was like a temporary thing. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. It depends. If it's one of those LCD monitors, then the displays on those do have shelf life, kind of. I don't know. The one that I just picked up today is literally a ViewSonic that looks like it came off from like a freaking sonogram machine. It's so ugly. I love it. It's square. I don't think I've ever seen an actual square monitor in my life. Like, this is straight square. It's about 15 inches square. And I don't think it does over 720. It's so bad. That's actually what I've got my OBS on right now because when my big screen shifted out and it cut out, it shifted all my windows to different monitors. And yeah, it didn't kill it, but I think that was why I was getting so much lag when I was trying to stream at first was because I think the wireless monitor was eating up a lot of my Wi-Fi in my internal network, and it was clogging up what was going out to the internet. I'm not 100% on that, but that's my guess because I didn't have any problem streaming the last time that we streamed. It actually made everything clearer for everybody so they could see the whole thing. And that was my intention for tonight was to just stream it to Facebook again to be like, sure. Like, did not work. So I got some tweaking and some recabling to do, I guess. But well, yeah, I'm glad you guys made it at least. Sorry you kind of missed the tail end of it, but I don't know. It's pretty late. It's like 11. Is there anything anybody else wants to get accomplished before I sign off for the night? Because I gotta go eat dinner.
I'm all set.
Okay.
No,
Oh, we
no.
don't need
Take
to
care.
keep you. Are we meeting up next week, same time?
Do Sunday at 7.
Sounds good to me.
Works for me.
Okay. And yeah, if as long as everything goes right, it should be Nick with us again, and Bob Burgess will be joining us. I don't know if any of you guys know him. Jen, you know Bob, don't you?
Oh yeah, I know Bob well.
Okay. So yeah, oh yeah, and Dave, did you work with him at Espos too, or no? Or was he before
I
your
don't think
time?
so.
Okay. Yeah, he was one of the guys that worked there when I started at Espos, and I started at Espos in shit, 2003, I think. Um, he's a great guy. Bob is one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet. So yeah, he's going to be joining us, and that's probably going to cap our player limit because I don't want to go above 6 because it's already kind of wonky with 4 or 5. So, but hopefully I can get everything working 100%, and you guys will get a little bit more razzle dazzle next week, and some cool green screen effects and stuff, and we can get it all actually working the way that I wanted it to this week. But
Awesome.
like you said, Jen, I'll count this as practice.
There you go.
All right, guys. I'll see you next week.
All right, later.
All right,
Nick.
good night, guys.
Take care.
All
Hey,
right.
Bill, if you want to get together and do some freaking VR stuff at some point during the week, just get a hold of me and just shoot me a message or whatever.
Yeah, I've kind of put it on hold because I tried to do Beat Saber and then it had me bend down, and then my back was like, "Holy crap, you can't do that!" So
Yeah, careful with that.
I've put that on the shelf until I got my my cortisone shot scheduled for Tuesday. So we'll see how I feel after that. But yeah, I haven't really touched it since my back went out, which happened the day after I got it. So I haven't really done anything with it yet.
That sucks.
Put about my son's probably played it more than I have. So
Alright.
and he was like 15 minutes. So
I highly advise on the game Until You Fall. That game was fun as hell. It's literally like, slash 'em, fight enemies type thing,
Okay.
but it's actually got a sitting mode for it too. So like you don't actually have to even stand. You can literally just do upper body stuff with it.
okay,
But
yeah, I
it's,
might try that.
that's a
Yeah,
blast.
trying Beat Saber was a bad idea. I
Yeah,
didn't
Beat
realize I
Saber's
had
a
to
very
bend.
fucking active game. Like, holy shit, that game kicks my ass. Even on like just the normal and hard settings, it's brutal. I tried doing 1 on expert, and it just went blip past my head, and I went, nope. So,
Yeah, I'll try it again when I feel better.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I'm off to go eat sausages and sauce. So, have
Take
a good
care.
night, everybody.
You too.
All right. See y'all. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Thanks for playing. Oh, stupid freaking OBS. Stop recording.